As they head off the field, we begin to get ready for our senior night recognition.
Oh, I believe that. Well, I don't doubt it. You don't have anybody else there to match. But I think that's a problem if you only have copy kids. Which I've heard that's a lot of kids too. That's what I've heard. I've heard he's not a very
All right, as the band has left the field, we'll go ahead and begin our 2020 senior night for Doniphan football. We'll begin with cheerleading. We'll start with Carolyn Thompson. Carolyn is the niece of her Aunt Mary. She is the captain of the cheerleading squad and has cheered for 3 years. Carolyn enjoys going to the river or lake, spending time with family and friends, ranger rides, and of course cheerleading. Carolyn is also a member of the Beta Club, FCA, FCCLA, Key Club, and Pep Club. Carolyn's best memory at DHS was last year after districts, Coach Maddie walked into a huge mud puddle, and to get out, she jumped in another one. All the while in some nice, clean, white shoes. After high school, Carolyn plans to go on to Three Rivers College for 2 years and then move on to dental school at ATSU in St. Louis. Carolyn Thompson.
This is cool with his Doniphan long. She's nice.
I'll admit, sometimes I don't know. We don't know. But she doesn't have a lot of nonsense, and I'm sure she handles it.
Now we'll move to football. First senior, number 11, Alexander Harris, the Big Al. Alex is the son of Amy Harris. Alex has played football and basketball for 4 years. Alex serves as quarterback and inside linebacker for the Dons. Alex enjoys hanging out with friends and playing football and basketball. Alex is also a member of FCA. Alex's best memory at DHS was last year when he dressed up as a deer to mock Coach Up's YouTube channel for Black and Gold Night. After high school, Alex plans to go on to college and major in chiropractic. Later, get married and start a family. Alex Harris. Our next senior, number 12, Hunter Ward. Hunter is the son of Shelley Ward. Hunter has played football for 4 years. He plays wide receiver and cornerback for the Dons. Hunter enjoys playing football, working on vehicles, hunting, driving, playing video games, and spending time with family and friends. Hunter is also a member of the CRCC Auto Tech Club. Hunter's best memory at DHS is a quote from classmate McGuire Balkan. If it glows, it goes. After high school, Hunter plans to head to lineman school, settling down and starting a family. He wants to raise a football player of his own. Number 12, Hunter Ward. Our next senior, number 66, McGuire Balkan. McGuire is the son of Jennifer and Junior Balkan. McGuire has played football and baseball for 4 years. He serves as linebacker and fullback for the Dons. McGuire enjoys hunting, fishing, playing and attending ball games, and hanging out with friends. McGuire is also a member of Beta, Student Council, FFA, FCA, and active in the Church of Christ. McGuire's best memory at DHS is all the time Brant, Wyatt, Trey, Alex, and himself goofed around in history class his sophomore year. After high school, McGuire plans to attend Arkansas State University and get a degree in business and economics. Number 66, McGuire Balkan. Our next senior, number 32, Tristan LaRue.
What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just coaching. You realize that seafood,
Tristan
right?
is the son of Samantha LaRue. Tristan has played 4 years of football and plays fullback, tight end, and inside linebacker. Tristan enjoys playing games with friends and spending time with his family, friends, and girlfriend. Tristan also is a member of FCA, Yearbook, and Pep Club. Tristan's best memory at DHS was in welding class when they tied Nathan's shoes to the ceiling. After high school, Tristan would like to continue to play football somewhere at college. Tristan has no plans on what to major in, however, he is open to suggestions. Number 32, Tristan LaRue. Next senior, number 33, Trey Mills.
We'd already kept the hotel room, so the coach was like, all right, well,
Trey is the son of Janice Mills. Trey has played football for 4 years for the Dons. Trey serves as quarterback, running back, and defensive back. Trey enjoys eating, sleeping, and hanging out with the boys. Trey's best memory at DHS was when Keaton shaved his head and eyebrows for $50. After high school, Trey plans to attend college, graduate, and make billions. Number 33, Ray Mills. Number 36, Wyatt Kelly will be our next senior. Wyatt is the son of Lisa Holland and Josh Kelly. Wyatt has played football for 3 years with the Dons. Wyatt plays linebacker and tight end. Wyatt enjoys fishing, hanging out with friends, and riding four-wheelers. Wyatt's best memory at DHS was getting to play the first game on this new field. Wyatt's plans after graduation are head to lineman school. Number 36, Wyatt Kelly. Our final senior for the night, number 51, Benny Kelly. Benny is the son of Katie and Benny Kelly Jr. Benny has played football for 2 years on the offensive line. Benny enjoys hunting, fishing, and riding around in the truck. Benny is also a member of FFA. Benny's best memories at DHS was making it onto the football team his freshman year. After high school, Benny plans to seek a career in diesel mechanics. Number 51, Benny Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your senior class, Doniphan football and cheerleaders for 2020.
Well, he probably wouldn't if it just if there wouldn't have been a reason. You would be he said it's so dry too. He's like,
I can imagine. Joe Beck, yeah.
me was because they're all my friends.
No.
He gives them all
But
of our
that's right.
And so one of them, what are you doing back there? He's like, oh, we're just I'm gonna get this, you know? And he's like, you know how to use a CPU, right? He's like, oh.
I gotta switch the microphone to this. You guys gonna be up here by yourself tonight? I don't have any old.
Yeah, you might not have seen it. Yeah, seen it.
That was joke. Cut him out.
Test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2. Because I'm pretty sure I've got them set in the same place I did last game.
What time are they walking out?
It says
Test 1 2 test.
pretty cool. Shit.
Good evening, football fans. Now that everybody's arriving.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Doniphan High School football. This is Keith Bowman. We are here at Doniphan High School getting set for the Don's third game of the season. They come in with a record of 0-2. They're playing the Caruthersville Tigers tonight. They've made that long trip up from Caruthersville, and they come in with a record of 1-1 on the season. And the Dons will be looking for that first win on this season. Looking at their schedule, they have a really tough schedule this season, and wins may be hard to come by, so if you get a chance to get one, you need to convert on that. And again, with the COVID-19 rules, the officials out on the field, as you can see, with their mask on, and only one captain per team out there, and Trey Mills is out there for the Dons. We've had the coin toss, and number 54, Marquand Bogan, is out there for the Caruthersville Tigers. And it looks like the Tigers are going to receive, and the Dons will be kicking off, and Caruthersville will be going right to left, and Dons left to right here in the first quarter. So far this season, and actually in the first 2 years of Doniphan football, in this kind of restart after 39 years of not having football, the first quarter has been a big quarter for the Dons. If they can get through that first quarter, they've done pretty well, but it seems like they're always fighting uphill, trying to come back. And if you'll remember 2 weeks ago tonight when they played Kelly, they had 2 punt returns, and the other touchdown that they got in the first quarter, they were down 21-0 at the end of one quarter. The rest of the game, the Dons outscored them 14-13. So if they can get off to a better start, hopefully we'll have a better result here tonight. And it looks like Caruthersville is going to send back number 30, that's Jeremiah Hollywood, and number 4, Josh Lease will be back deep.
Kicking off for Doniphan will be number 45, Nolan Sawanka.
And Nolan Sawanka is going to kick off for the Dons. And we're just about ready to get this game underway. We got 12 minutes on the clock. I'll be joined here shortly by Dalton Pennington. He is the baseball coach here at Doniphan. He had a baseball game this afternoon, so he will get here as soon as his baseball game's over to help me out here tonight. So Caruthersville will get the ball first, and kick coverage was a problem for the Dons, especially on punts in week number 1. So we'll see how it goes here. So Wonka into the ball, kicks it down, and it's going to be picked up at the 10-yard line, out to the 30, and busting through the middle, and he's going to get tackled at about 35. A good return there for number 30.
Number 30 brings it out.
Jeremiah Hollywood.
Brought down by
and
number 20, Jackson.
their quarterback is going to be Devin Russell. I was watching him in warm-ups here. He's got a good arm. He's very short, though, and their offensive line not real tall either. So if the Dons can't get to the quarterback, get them hands up on the passes. And they're going to have number 4, Josh Lease, in the backfield to start with. And they're going to set up in the shotgun, and we'll have our first play of the game here for the Caruthersville Tigers. Snap back, pass out in the flat and a little bit too high. And as I said, Russell's got a good arm, and he didn't have much touch on that one. He threw that one too high and probably too hard as well. His intended receiver was Jeremiah Hollywood. And when they were doing their warm-ups, they threw the ball a lot, so we'll see if that's the way they go after the Dons defense here. Hollywood out to the left again. One back set, and that's Leach in the backfield. Back to pass again. This pass is completed, and tackle missed by the Dons, and number 14, Billy Cobb, is going to get the first down after he breaks a couple tackles.
Billy Cobb.
And Dons had a chance to get him for about a 5-yard gain, but they couldn't get him on the ground.
Like a first down.
And that'll be the first down of the game for Caruthersville. So 2 plays, 2 passes, and Russell is 1 for 2 so far. And they set up so far every time in the shotgun. This time Hollywood is behind him. He gets the handoff and comes off the left side, and he's tripped up, and he's actually going to lose a yard or 2. They're going to spot it at the 48, so good defense there by the Dons on the running play. They mark it at the 48, so it'll be 2nd down and 11.
Second down.
We've played a minute here in the first quarter. Caruthersville with 1 first down, and now they've got a 2nd and 11 from their own 48-yard line. Hollywood back in the backfield on the right side of Russell. He's going to throw it out in the flat. The pass is dropped. They call it. I thought he took off running with it, but he picked it back up, and they're going to say it was incomplete. That was number 7. That was Devontae Hamilton. That ball went right through his hands, hit him in the stomach, and fell to the ground.
Brings up 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11, so the Dons got a chance to get off the field if they can stop what I'm sure probably will be a pass play here, because they've thrown 3 out of 4 plays so far. Oh, Hollywood in the backfield. Russell will take the snap at about his 43. Option play, and the pass goes out to Hollywood, and he's going to get down close to the first down, but I think he's going to be a little bit short. That'll bring up a 4th down, but he picked up about 10 yards on the play. He got it to the 42-yard line. They got to get to the 41, so Caruthersville, that's a big play there. And they've only got to get 1 here on 4th down with them in the Dons territory. They're going to go for it. And they're still in the shotgun, so the Dons can get some penetration here. And he's going to take it himself, and he's tackled in the backfield. And there's a flag, and I hope that's not a face mask on the Dons. It is. It's going to be a face mask. That's going to be automatic first down. They tackled him in the backfield for a loss, and it would have been the Dons' ball. But they'll mark off 15 yards, and that's going to move Caruthersville down to about the 30-yard line. And that's a shame, because they would have held them on the first possession and made them punt, but now they're going to have to play defense some more. And that will move it down to, well, they're only going to call it a 5, but that's still a first down. It'll move it to the 39-yard line. So that was not a personal foul, but it still gives Caruthersville another first down, and they've got it at the Dons 39. Ball snapped back. Hand off to the man in motion. Comes across the left side. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. Going to get down to about the 31, 32-yard line. And that is Billy Cobb on the end around. A reverse there by one of the wide receivers.
Brought down by 33, 20, and 12 for Doniphan.
They're going to mark him at the 32-yard line. So that's a pickup of 7. Bring up a 2nd and 3. First couple of plays, they had Josh Leash in the backfield and Jeremiah Hollywood out wide receiver, but the last couple they've switched. Roll out to the right side, pass out in the flat through the hands of Billy Cobb, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. That pass would have been a little bit lower. They would have had another first down, and again, I think maybe Russell might have thrown that a little bit too hard. So the ball's still at the 32-yard line of the Dons, 3rd down and 3. 9 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Russell rolls out, cuts back into the middle, and he's going to get down right at the first down marker as a quarterback keeper. And they're going to give him a first down.
Made by number 59.
So first down number 3 in this opening drive, and that face mask penalty really hurt the Dons a while ago. They mark it just inside the 29, about the 28 and a half yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 again. So Caruthersville's mixing it up, or the run and the pass. And that makes it a lot harder to defend. Handoff up the middle. Hollywood is going to barrel his way down to just inside the 25-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 4 or 5 on the play.
Run up the middle.
And we'll call it a pickup of 4, make it 2nd and 6. All the Caruthersville players, you can see if they're looking at their wrist, they've got a wristband with the plays on them. Russell hands it off again up the middle. This time Hollywood is going to be stacked up at about the 22-yard line. A good stand there by the Dons. Several guys in on the tackle to bring him down. And that's going to bring up third down again.
Brings up third down.
And it's going to be almost 4.
Are you serious? Because those are being partial. The crowd freaking screams right over here.
Clock running with 7:50 left in the first quarter. The Dons have not had the ball yet. Man in motion, and the Dons are going to jump offside. I don't know if they were drawn off or not. And they're going to call offsides, and that's going to give them an automatic first down. So that's 2 penalties that have really hurt us. The bigger one was the face mask when they had on fourth down, and they had him tackled in the backfield. But they grabbed the face mask, and that gave them an automatic first down, and they get another one. So that's the second penalty on this first down on this drive that Caruthersville has got off of a Don's penalty. Snap back. Russell fakes a handoff, keeps it himself, gets a hole, and he gets down to about the 15, and the Don's running backwards, but his forward progress will get him at the 15. And that'll be a pickup of about 3.
Quarterback, Devin Russell, brought back by number 11, Alex Harris.
And it'll be second down and 7. And Caruthersville eating up that clock here in the first quarter.
It's one of
And again, all the Caruthersville players looking at their wristbands. I'm sure that Russell just calls out a number or a letter or something. Pass in the middle, batted away by the Dons. And I mentioned earlier, he's not very tall. If the Dons don't get to him, the defensive linemen get those hands up, they might knock some of those passes down, especially going inside the hash marks. So that'll bring up third and 7. So a big play here for the Dons defense, trying to get off the field. Russell standing at the 20. Rolls out to the right, pass out, is caught by Cobb. And he stretches out trying to get to the first down marker, but he's going to come up a little bit short.
Pass completed to number 14.
He's going to be about a yard short, so we're going to have another fourth down.
Fourth down.
And about 1 yard for first down. Maybe a little less than a yard. And again, if they can get penetration on Russell, because he's about 5 or 6 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's got Hollywood on his left side this time. And the Dons jumped offside again. I don't know, they might have. This time it's going to be against Caruthersville, so that's going to move it back to where it's going to be a 4th and 6. And that might change the play here, make it a passing play, because I'm sure they probably would have run it on 4th and 1.
For a false start, it'll back up 5 yards, still fourth down.
They've used up half the first quarter clock on this drive, and they are at the 14-yard line. They got to get down to the 8 for first down. So it's 4th and 6. And the play clock is down to 5 seconds. And I'm not sure they're not going to get it off. They didn't get it off, I don't think. They're going to say they did. Roll out by the quarterback, and he's going to throw it into the end zone, out of the end zone, and the Dons hold. And I'd have swore they did not get that play off. And it'll be Don's ball as they hold on a 4th and 6. They got a little pressure on Devin Russell, and he had to throw it out of the back of the end zone. Pretty close there to Cobb, but he couldn't get to it. So the Dons will take over at the 15-yard line.
That'll be Doniphan first down.
At their own 15 for their first possession of the ball game. So Caruthersville kept the ball for 6 minutes, 27 seconds, but the Dons kept them off the scoreboard. And now the Dons see what they can do with the ball. And we got Trey Mills in at quarterback. Alex Harris is lined up behind him. Mills takes a snap, and he hands it off to Rios on the misdirection play, and Rios does good to get back to the line of scrimmage. He might have even picked up a yard. The Dons line up, Nolan Zerwanka on one side and Rios on one side, just back behind the line of scrimmage. And those guys crisscross a lot of times. And they get the ball a lot of times more than Alex Harris does. I'd like to see him give that ball to Harris and let him bull up the middle with it, because for the most part, Caruthersville doesn't look that big up front. They've got a couple of pretty good-sized guys. And we're going to have a penalty flag, and it's going to be offsides against Caruthersville before the ball was even snapped.
Lined up offside, too.
And somebody was lined up offsides. I think it was number 71, because he's looking over to the Caruthersville coach.
The offsides penalty on Caruthersville.
So that'll give the Dons 5 more yards, and that'll make it 2nd down and 4 after the penalty. Number 71, and I don't even have a number 71 on my program. So 2nd down and 4, ball at the 21-yard line of the Don. Pitch to Zerwanka, and he's going to get, sorry, they faked me out. They faked the pitch and give it to Rios, and he goes up the middle, and he gets about 10, 11 yards on the play, and the Dons will get a 1st down. A big hole up the middle. And we have an official's timeout for some reason or another. Well, the Dons will have the ball at the 32. That was a pickup of 11 yards by Alonzo Rios.
Ball on 32. He's got 4 minutes and
I'm looking at Caruthersville roster here. They only have, I believe, 24 players on their roster. It's kind of surprising that they don't have more players than that. Dons have several more players than Caruthersville does. And I'm not sure if one of the teams called a timeout. It looked like to me the official called a official's timeout, but it doesn't really make any difference right now. I mean, if one of the teams called it, they'll be, you get 3 a half, so one of them will be short. And when we come back to play, we'll have 4 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Dons get their first down on their 2nd play. Aided a little bit by a penalty, a offside penalty on Caruthersville. Go back to the line of scrimmage. Trey Mills with Alex Harris behind him. Rios on the left side. Zerwanka on the right. Going to hand it to Rios, and he's going to be tackled for a loss back at the 30-yard line. Sometimes those misdirection plays just take too long to develop, and the defense gets a little push there like they did. That's an easy defensive loss on the play by the defense, and that's what happened. So that'll bring up 2nd and 12 back at the 30-yard line. Alex Harris again right behind Trey Mills. Same setup. Zerwanka in motion. Mills is going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled for another loss. I'm sorry, he handed off to Rios.
Another run by number 17, Alonzo Rios. Stop.
And after a 1st down, the Dons going backwards. Last play lost 2, that one lost 1. And it's going to be 3rd and 13. You'll remember the 4th quarter of the game against Kelly, the Dons started throwing the ball almost every down. And they did well at it, and we haven't had a pass yet, but we may see one here. It'll be hard to pick up a 13 yards on a run. Mills rolls out to the left side, throws the ball up the field, almost intercepted by Josh Lease, but he knocks it down. And that'll bring up 4th down, and the Dons will be forced to punt. So again, the 2 lost yardages on 2 consecutive plays put the Dons in a long yardage situation. And weren't able to convert on 3rd and 13. So Rios will go back to punt. The first punt. The last game we done was a low snap, and it went right between Rios' legs, and he had to take off running with it, and they tackled him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. Good snap this time. Rios with a pretty good punt. Ball's going to bounce, but it's going to take a Caruthersville bounce, and the Dons need to put down it, and they do. It looked like a good punt, but it bounced backwards.
Backwards down. Looks like it's going to be at about the 48
And the ball will be at the 48-yard line of the Dons. So Caruthersville is going to start in the Dons' territory with 2:44 left in the first quarter. Caruthersville picked up three or four first downs, and the first possession, Dons were able to get a stop on 4th and 6. And Caruthersville with the ball again. Russell back in at quarterback in the shotgun. Fades back to pass. And a little screen pass to Cobb, and Cobb's going to cut down the middle, and he's going to go all the way. And that was, looked like to me there might have been an illegal pick there to get him open. But no flags on the play, so Caruthersville breaks on top. A one-play 48-yard drive on a 48-yard catch and run. It was actually, the ball was caught just about the line of scrimmage.
Number 14, Billy Cobb.
It looked like that he got rubbed off of, the defensive man for the Dons got rubbed off on a pick, but a lot of times they don't call that. And they're going to go for 2 as they lead 6-0. Russell will take the snap. He's going to run it up the middle, and he's going to make it in there. And Caruthersville gets the 2-point conversion. They lead 8-0
left in the first quarter.
with 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. So Caruthersville breaks on top, and then they add the 2-point conversion for an 8-0 lead. Got 2.5 minutes left first quarter. At least they're not down as big as they were the first game of the season against Caruthersville. That was just too big a hole to climb out of. But they need to get something going on offense right away. They don't need to fall any further behind.
Focus on those 3 guys. One of those guys.
And the Dons will send Alonzo Rios and I think that's Trey Mills back. Zerwalka and
that's why I was kind of debating. The game doesn't start until this
Lorenzo Rios are up short. And Billy Cobb's going to kick off for Caruthersville. He's the one that just scored the touchdown.
Number 14 for Caruthersville.
He'll kick off from the 40.
Billy Cobb will be doing the kicking.
Rios and Mills are back about the 10-yard line to receive this kick. Cobb kicks it, and it's going to bounce. And it's loose on the ground. Don's got to pick it up. Zerwalka does, and he's tackled immediately. That was a good kick because it was not able to be returned as it just hit the ground and kind of stayed there. And if the Dons don't pick that ball up, that's a live ball on a kickoff. So Zerwalka done the right thing to make sure he got it to keep the possession, but the Dons are not going to start in very good field position.
Looks like it's going to start on the 17-yard line.
And they will mark it at the 17-yard line.
Okay, I don't know if it works in high school, but if you put a foot out of bounds and grab it.
But Dylan Hall will snap it to Trey Mills. 3 men in the backfield. Mills hands it off, and that is going to be Rios with the ball. Gets it up to about the 20, and Caruthersville comes out of there with the ball, and I guess they're going to call a fumble. One of the Caruthersville players come out with the ball, and now the officials are going to get together. One of the officials dropped something there at about the 20-yard line, so they'd know where if it wasn't a fumble, the Dons would have the ball. They're going to give it to Caruthersville on the fumble. I don't think they knew whether that was a fumble or not, to tell you the truth, because so the Dons in trouble again, another turnover. And Caruthersville's got the ball at the 10-yard line.
First down, from about the 10.
Turnovers and the lack of offense for the Dons is has hurt them every game. So Caruthersville 10 yards away from putting another score on the board. They didn't score until there was 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter, but now they've got a chance to score again about 20 seconds later. Pass out in the flat. It's caught and down to about the 2-yard line, maybe the 1, is Jeremiah Hollywood.
Tackle by number 11.
Well, that's just a screen pass out in the flat. Hollywood just takes one step, stops, gets the pass, and the defender can't get too close to him, because if he does, it'll be easy to go around him. So you got to give up something one way or the other, and he got that ball down to almost the 1-yard line. They're going to put Hollywood in the backfield this time, and him or Russell probably will get the carry here. Russell takes a snap, hands it to Hollywood, and he walks in untouched into the end zone. And that will make the score 14-0. So they scored 2 touchdowns within a minute and 2 seconds of each other. And they went for 2 a while ago. We'll see if they probably will again. So the Dons have dug themselves an early hole again. And a turnover cost them this time. And the first touchdown was just the lack of not being able to move the football on offense. Pass lobbed up into the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete. So our score, good play there by Nolan Zerwanka on Cobb, and they just tried to throw it up and let him catch it. And Caruthersville with a 14-0 lead with 1:28 left in the first quarter. And the Dons will get the ball down by 2 scores with 1:28 left in this first quarter. Again, another pretty good crowd out here at the football field at Doniphan. It is a nice night, of very warm again today for this late in the year, but actually not anymore. We have warm weather, seems like pretty late into the year. But it'll be nice out there for the people watching here as it gets closer to being dark outside.
Back to receive, number 33.
And we'll see if the Dons can get a return this time, because that kind of put them in a hole. That was a great kick there by Billy Cobb, as the ball just hit at about the 17-yard line and just sat there and spun. Nolan Zerwanka had to get on it to make sure that the Dons got the possession. He'll line it up at the 40-yard line again. Cobb tries a onside kick, or a little plop kick there, and a good job there by number 62 of the Dons, and of course I don't have number 62 on our
Wyatt Harris.
So the Dons will get good field position on that. I have no idea why you would try that with a 14-0 lead when the way the last kickoff worked for you, but Dons are going to have it at their own 47-yard line. Great field position.
First down on the 47-yard line.
Let's see if the Dons start trying to throw the ball a little bit. This time Alex Harris is going to be lined up a quarterback in the shotgun. You got 2 wide receivers out to the right side. And we're going to have an illegal. We're going to have a double pass that's going to work, but it's not going to count. There's Rios is going to score, I think, but it's not going to count, because right before the play, number 12, Hunter Ward, was in motion and didn't get set before they snapped the ball. And that is a shame, because that play will probably only work one time in a game. And it's going to be called back. That would have been a 53-yard touchdown pass. Ward was not set. You have to be set for a full second. And that's going to move the Dons back to you. Penalties again. Penalties just kill you. And they really kill you when you throw a 53-yard touchdown pass and it gets called back.
An illegal motion penalty.
Well, that's going to move the ball back to the 42, make it 1st and 15. 53-yard touchdown pass, a double pass from Harris out to Mills and Mills to Rios. Called back because of a motion penalty.
Same thing to those.
And like I said, that play, be lucky if it'll ever work again in a game. And another penalty flag. Pass out to Rios, and he's got a good gain again. He's going to get down inside the 40 and all the way down inside the 30, but I bet the Dons were in motion again.
No, they were not. Oh, my.
Illegal motion, illegal procedure against the Dons.
I didn't even see that.
Another big gain negated by a penalty. And I didn't see who moved that time, but a while ago I knew as soon as the ball was snapped that there was a penalty on Hunter Ward. So, instead of a touchdown on a 53-yard touchdown pass, the Dons have had 2 5-yard penalties. And actually about, about 80 yards of 2 passes right there negated by 2 5-yard penalties. Well, the Dons back in a big hole. They're down 14-0. We're inside a minute to go in the first quarter. And now they're in a big hole with a 1st and 20. And Doniphan's going to call a timeout. Coach Stout maybe just trying to settle these guys down a little bit. Boy.
Be a timeout. Doniphan. That'll leave us 53 seconds.
You just can't stress enough how much penalties and turnovers hurt. That was a beautiful play on that double pass a while ago, and good job by Rios after he caught it to elude a couple of tacklers to get into the end zone. But that was it. Well, what that Don's for just a second there, the momentum switched over to them. But as soon as he got into the end zone, it was all over. Now the momentum back on Caruthersville side, even though the Dons had another big play called back because of another penalty. Trey Mills at quarterback. Rolls out to the left side, gets around the outside out there. Good run. And Mills down to the inside the 50-yard line, still on his feet, down close to the first down marker. And I think he'll be just a little bit short. Let's see where they said he stepped out at the 48-yard line, but that was about a 15-yard gain.
Brings up 2nd down.
Let's see where they got to get to. I got to get to the 42, 40, almost down to the 41, so about a 13-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Mills hands it to Harris, and he dives to about the 45-yard line.
Right in front of you, ref.
Yeah, number 71 there kind of pushed Nolans or Wonka after the play, and the official standing right there by it, but he didn't call anything. I think Coach Stout's saying something to him about it. I mean, it was right there in front of him.
Run by number 11, Alex Harris up the middle.
Let's see, we got 3rd down and 3 for the Dons, and they sure could use a first down. We'll see if they get the play off here. Down to 5 seconds left in the first quarter. And 2-1, they're not going to get it off, so we're going to be at the end of the first quarter. Caruthersville leading 14-0. Dons will come back, start the second quarter with a 3rd and 3 from the Caruthersville 45-yard line, hopefully marching towards the end zone. We'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Born to be wild? Well, don't let higher fuel prices put a damper on your fun. Get to Countryside Chevrolet in Doniphan today for a more fuel-efficient vehicle and let your wild side ride. Countryside has new vehicles that get more than 30 miles per gallon. Find out about flex fuel technology and check their great lineup of program and late model pre-owned vehicles. Ripley County's largest Chevrolet dealer is Countryside Chevrolet in the Hillcrest Plaza, Doniphan. Chevrolet, an American revolution.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the Missouri way of life. We're for worrying less about the what ifs and more about the why nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. For starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for building a life in Missouri and then going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you've built is protected, we're for you.
I am Doug Green, the Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent, and if you're in Ripley County, I've got you covered.
Yeah, I think we get too much.
All right, we ready to start the second quarter. The Dons have a 3rd down and 3 from the Caruthersville 45-yard line. They trail 14-0. Mills will take the snap. They're going to run a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get pushed by his teammates down to the 40-yard line, and that'll be another first down for the Dons.
That'll give Doniphan a first down.
And they'll be at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
Of course they don't want Doniphan, the team that's not. People talk about how great they are and how nice they are.
Caruthersville got 2 touchdowns late in that first quarter and a 2-point conversion. As he kind of stiff-armed Cobb a little bit.
Brings up second down.
Rios got down to they're going to say the 36, so that'll be a pickup of 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Dons. Just underway in the second quarter, 11:05 to go. Mills in the shotgun. Pass out in the flat, and he kind of short arms it, trying to get it to Rios. He just kind of pushed that ball out there instead of throwing it. And it never made it to Rios. So it will be 3rd down and about 5.5 yards for first down. Mills throws it out to, they're going to try the double pass again, and it's intercepted. I told you that it won't work the second time. And looks like to me we got a little pushing and shoving over on the other side, and we got a flag. They've been a little jawing going on between the two teams for the last few minutes, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be on Caruthersville. Looks like he's pointing their way, but again, that pass, that double pass, it'll work one time a game unless you just get lucky. And they were expecting at that time, and Mills is intercepted. And they're going to move the ball back down to the 20.
Personal foul.
They're going to move it, I guess, from where he intercepted the ball. They're going to move it down to the 12-yard line. But again, the Dons turned it over again while they were driving the football.
There's a personal foul against Caruthersville.
And we got a timeout call by Caruthersville. But it will be Caruthersville's ball, but they'll have it at the 12-yard line. The Dons were moving the ball.
From the spot of the interception. So it'll be Caruthersville ball, first down at about the 12-yard line.
Actually, the play that killed that drive was the second play when they tried to pass it out to Rios and a little screen out there, and Mills just kind of shot-putted the ball to him and never got it to him. He probably would have got a first down. And that brought up a 3rd down, and then the Dons tried that double pass again. And Caruthersville was ready for it this time. So Devin Russell, the quarterback, leads his team back out there. 10:40 to go in the first half. Caruthersville with a 14-0 lead. Russell has Jeremiah Hollywood in the backfield. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Russell stepped back to pass. Don's put pressure on him. Man wide open at the 28-yard line, up to the 50, the 40, and he is going to go all the way. And the Dons just can't quite get to the quarterback, and he ends up burning them. And number 4, that is Josh Leach, was wide open.
Well, he is getting in his face. He taunting, and they're gonna.
And we're gonna have another penalty, I guess. I don't know what happened. I know one of the coaches for Caruthersville is out there jumping on some of his players. That might be taunting. I don't know. The stuff that's been going on, the jawing and stuff. I think the touchdown probably will stand, but it'll probably be after the play if it's taunting. There's no room for that, especially in high school football. The official discussing with, I don't know if that's the head coach for Caruthersville or not, but it is unsportsmanlike conduct on Caruthersville. They'll probably assess it on the kickoff, I would imagine.
Yeah. No, it's under 10?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what.
I don't know what they're doing.
Well, he never made it into the end zone. I mean, he made it into the end zone, didn't he?
There was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Caruthersville.
Oh, they're going to move the ball back to the 25-yard line. Now, evidently, he didn't get into the end zone. Well, they're moving it back 15 yards, so that would be he got tackled at the 10-yard line or went down at the 10-yard line. Maybe his knee touched. I thought he made it all the way into the end zone. So they don't get the score, but they are at the Don's 25-yard line with a 1st and 10. Well, Russell will take the snap at the 30, hands it to Hollywood, sidesteps the defender, and he's stacked up at about the 23. He got hit hard there. And that kind of might have stung him a little bit as he's holding his side. And that was a 2-yard pickup. So good defense by the Dons to make it 2nd down and 8 from the Dons' 23-yard line. Yeah, that stung Hollywood a little bit. You can tell he's still holding that left side a little bit. Russell will take the snap. Man in motion. Looks over to the left side. Now rolls out to the left side. And he is going to be sacked. And good defense there by number 24 for the Dons, Carson LaRue. And that's going to be a loss. Evidently, he didn't get him all the way down, and but he's still going to be sacked. They're taken down back at the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 30, so he must not have got him all the way down, and he got away. But the Dons still tackled him for a loss.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
And they have got to get to the 15-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 15. For Caruthersville. Yeah, they stop them here without any yards, they'll probably go for it because that'll be an awfully long field goal. So they've got 2 plays to get 15 yards. Maybe the Dons can stop them, get the ball back.
We did.
And we got a stoppage and play again.
Nobody called timeout.
I don't get it. That seems like every game our officials, they have trouble getting things together. And the line judge, I guess is what it is over there on the side. The referee was talking to him, but they didn't do anything. The ball's still at the 30-yard line. So it's 3rd and 15 for the Tigers. Fakes a handoff. Pass is batted down. And it's going to be an incomplete pass, and that was number 20, I believe, for the Dons. Jackson LaRue, who come in there and knocked that pass down. And again, I mentioned that before the game started. If they get their hands up, because Devin Russell is not very tall, they can knock some of those passes down. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 15. Let's see if the Dons can avoid the big play, because they have so many times they've given it up. You think about they're going to make them turn the ball over on downs, and somebody will get open or get loose, and Dons are basically playing man-to-man defense on the 4 wide receivers. So now we got the officials stopping it again.
What is it this time?
No, they don't have the down right over on the. It's supposed to be 4th down, fellas.
There was 4 seconds.
They've got 3rd down on the thing, but it's 4th down.
Oh my God.
It's 4th down.
I'll tell you what, these guys are struggling. They're struggling, I'm telling you. The referee don't have a clue what down it is.
Hey, is
fourth down.
Is one of our guys outside?
4th down.
Their radio guy.
Finally,
There we go.
finally, they got it to 4th down.
Jesus Christ. That makes me mad. There was 4 seconds in the playbook at first.
4th and 15. They got to get to the 15-yard line.
Get.
And there comes the pressure, and the pass is incomplete as the Dons get to the quarterback and make him rush that throw a little bit. And good defense by the Dons, and they will take over on downs as Russell couldn't hit Cobb.
8 minutes and 27 seconds left in the
And they'll take over at the 30-yard line. Now, they need a little momentum on offense. Get something going, but not turn the ball over. 14-0 in favor of Caruthersville with 8:27 left in the first half.
I'm waiting on the
That
rest.
was a nice stop, but that cost them 6 by that taunt. That was terrible, man. That's bad.
Trey Mills going to set up in the shotgun. Alex Harris over his right shoulder. Rios in motion. He handed it to Harris. He dropped the ball, but it bounced right back up into his hands. And the Dons were lucky they didn't turn it over again. And they actually pick up a couple 3 yards on that play.
I'm having a heart attack.
They're still struggling. They throw the flag down and then they picked it up and waved it off.
After a short run by number 11, Alex Harris.
They got a couple of yards on that. They're going to mark it at 32. 2nd down and 8 for the Dons from their own 32-yard line.
Come on, boys.
And Mills will be in the shotgun again. 3 wide receivers out to this left side. Screen pass to Rios. He has to go backwards. Goes back and gets it. And he's going to be tackled at about the line of scrimmage. That pass was behind him. It had to make him go backwards instead of leading him down the field. And that's the reason they didn't get any yards on the play. It looks like to me Mills, when he throws that little pass out there, he's kind of throwing it like a shot put instead of throwing the ball.
Alonzo Rios. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 to go.
3rd down and 8. And I was watching him in warm-ups. Of course, there's no defense on him, but he was throwing the ball way down the field, tight spirals, and hitting guys in stride. And that's only about a 5-yard pass right there, and he can't get it to them to where they can do something with it. 3rd down. Mills walks out throws out to the right side. Pass is complete. Breaking the tackles Zawalka, and he's going to get a 1st down as he struggles and hauls a man with him outside the 40-yard line for a 1st down. I'm telling you, folks, I think the Dons look good when they throw the football. And if you start throwing it, then that opens up the running game. Sometimes you got to use the pass to open up the running game instead of the other way around, because they haven't done much running the football so far. So it's 1st and 10 from the Dons 41-yard line. 6:55 left in the first half. Don's down by 2 scores, 14-0. Mills will get back under center this time. Rios in motion. He takes a handoff off the right side and gets about a yard. And again, Caruthersville comes out with it. Number 30, that is Jeremiah Hollywood, saying that he come up with a fumble again. And I'm not sure that fumble back in the first quarter was actually a fumble. I think the man was down, but they convinced the officials somehow or another. Second down, 9. Only got a yard on that play. Mills takes a snap, hands it to Zerwalka, comes out left side, gets up to the 50, and he is going to be right around that first round marker. And I believe he's going to have it, as they're going to mark it at almost the 47. And that should be another first down. Yep, it is for the Dons. Good run there by Zerwalka,
First down.
as he got the edge there and was able to get that first down. That's 2 first downs on this drive for the Dons. Both of them picked up by Nolan Zerwalka with good, strong runs. Clock running with 5:45 left first half. Mills takes a snap. Rios in motion, takes a pitch, goes out to the right side, got some room, gets down to the 40, inside the 40, now inside the 30, inside the 20, 10, 5, touchdown for Alonzo Rios, and the Dons get on the board. And nice run there and some good blocking out in front. As Zerwalka was out in front, and there were some other guys down there too. I don't know if they were receivers or linemen got out there, but the Dons get on the board, and that was a 47-yard touchdown run by Alonzo Rios. The Dons are going to go for the extra point. Alonzo Rios will kick it, and it looks like, I think that's number 5, Christopher Black, will be the holder. The Dons trying to cut that lead in half. Rios will kick it from the 10. Ball down, kick is up, and looks good. And it is, and it's 14-7 as the Dons get their first touchdown here tonight. And we got us a ball game now. Dons ought to have a little momentum on their side as they go back on defense here after getting that long touchdown run from Rios. And as we've been sitting here, the crowd's gotten a little bit bigger. And they really liked that last drive by the Dons.
They took advantage of it. They turned it into 7. And Tawny turned it into 7.
So that kick right there by Rios looked good. Hadn't got to see too many of those this year.
Come on, boys.
But that one looked like it split the uprights right down the middle. And the Dons will kick off, and we'll have Hollywood, and I believe they have Josh Leach back deep as well, as my partners finally got here. We'll get him hooked up here in a minute. He got here just in time to see the Dons touchdown.
I pulled in right when
Get you turned up there. Can you hear me all right?
I sure can.
Number 30.
Well, how'd the baseball game go?
Can we talk about something else? Okay. We got beat 14-12.
Oh my gosh, that was a football game too.
It was. We battled with them and came all the way down into the 7th inning. 12-12 ball game, and we kind of ran out of pitching, and we've got a doubleheader tomorrow, so I had to save some of my guys.
Who was you playing?
Naylor.
Yep. All right, well, it's good to have you here. We're down 14-7, and Nolan Zerwalka is going to be kicking it deep, and he kicks it down the middle, and it's caught there at the 36-yard line, and up to the 41-yard line is going to be number 3, Tylen Galladay. And, boy, that'd been nice if that ball would have bounced there and got a little further down there, but that was a good job by Galladay to catch that ball without fumbling it. And Caruthersville set up in good field position. And Dalton, you hadn't been here. There's another first quarter like we always have.
Yep.
Turnovers and penalties. You just kill you.
41-yard line for
We had
first down.
They had a fourth, and the first drive they had a fourth and I forgot, 4th and 6 or something like that. We tackled them in the backfield, but we got a face mask, and it was a 15-yarder, give them first down. And then
that hurts.
You know it. And then we had a fumble down here. They got the ball at the 10-yard line.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Who broke the Doniphan run? I'll be selfish
Alonzo
and
Rios.
ask you on the air.
Alonzo Rios.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was pulling into the parking lot down here in our little press box parking lot thing, and about the time that I crested the hill, I saw him cross the goal line. Referee's hands went up in the air. So.
Yeah, that was a really good run. There was some good blocking out in front of him. No one's a walk. I've got 2 really good first down runs earlier in that drive right before that.
Okay.
Yeah, the penalties have killed us though, because we had that double touchdown pass, and Hunter Ward moved, and I called it before they even threw it. He moved and he wasn't set, and they called illegal procedure. 53-yard touchdown pass called back.
Oh no!
And the very next play, we had about another 25 or 30-yard pass called back for an illegal procedure.
That hurts.
2 plays in a row.
Right.
All right, Devin Russell passes it out in the flat, and there's another flag on the play, and the ball is caught out there by Cobb. And they're going to call illegal procedure against Caruthersville. We'll see if they want to take the penalty or decline that, because they actually lost a couple of yards on the play. I think I'd decline that.
Yeah, I think I'd keep my 2nd and 12 there, and
yep, they're going to
trade out the 3
it.
yards for a play there.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
he is. That's
good defense there. I didn't see who made the tackle, but that was a good tackle.
11 to go.
Our window's fogging up again on us. Isn't
I
it?
know. It's almost halftime.
Right.
I wonder if it helped to open the door over there.
I don't know. I wonder if they'd pull that cold air that way.
Well, there's 2nd down and 12 from the 39-yard line of Caruthersville. Russell in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Drops straight back. Dons gets some pressure. Pass is incomplete. And Dalton, I mentioned before the game, when I was watching him warm up, he is really short. And they don't have any real tall offensive linemen. And I mentioned that right when I come on, that if Dons could get some pressure, and if they didn't get pressure, when he got ready to throw the ball, jump. And they've knocked down 2 or 3 passes,
right.
and they've made it have a hard time seeing, especially the last couple of possessions. So it's his 3rd and 12 now. And the Dons with 5:10 to go in the first half, trying to get their defense off the field again.
Back up. 20, back up.
He can wing it, though. He's got a good arm. And sometimes he throws it a little bit too hard. Fakes a handoff, drops back. The Dons in pressure again. The ball thrown up, and it's intercepted. And that is Trey Mills with it at the 50-yard line down to the 45, 40, 35. And he is hit, still on his feet. And he is hard to bring down. And he gets down inside the 30-yard line.
We've got a flag on the play about where the quarterback let go of that football.
Ray Mills.
Oh, no. They're going to call roughing the quarterback.
Oh, my God.
Another.
That's a killer.
That's another penalty. I mentioned it over and over and over again. We've had some tempers flare in this game so far.
That's odd for Doniphan. That normally doesn't happen from us.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where it started, but they've been a little pushing and shoving, a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but that's a killer.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's just almost like taking points off the board there. Instead of the Dons having it around the 30-yard line on offense, Caruthersville move it all the way down to the Dons' 46-yard line. And right there is when you just got to avoid the temptation to do that. You just jump up and don't hit him.
That hurts.
I looked away when he threw it, and I didn't see it. I was looking.
Well, the only reason I guessed that is because that flag was laying almost exactly right where he let go of that ball. I mean, that's
I was
one of the
hoping
only things it
maybe
could be.
unnecessary roughness over there on Mills when they tackled him. Handoff in the middle. Good defense by the Dons. And they're going to knock him down. And that is number 79 for the Dons, Jarvis Raymond. Good play there. We'll see where they give him the forward progress. It's going to be farther back up the field, I think. They run him all the way back almost to the 40-yard line, but they're going to say he lost about 3 yards on the play.
Second down.
And that was a great defensive play there. They're going to force Russell to throw the ball again, probably. That's what I think they like to do that better anyway.
Right.
But they just got to make sure to not hit him after he lets go of the ball and get those hands up. Oh, Caruthersville called a timeout before. Their coach has been whining this whole first half. Well, I guess that's their head coach. I don't know. He called a timeout. Now he's wanting the official to give him the offside penalty instead of the timeout. He's been whining. He's been out on the field I don't know how many times already. I'm surprised they haven't called a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on him. So they get the timeout. The Dons actually they got back on side. He
never made contact.
They didn't snap the ball,
so the ball's never snapped. Well, what I will say was, since I've been here, and of course it's only been a handful of plays, looks like the Dons are doing a great job getting in the backfield tonight. I mean, they're kind of looks like they're blowing through the line, and it's not giving Caruthersville time to just sit back in the pocket and try to pick us apart, which has been something that we've struggled with. You know, we've either stopped the run and gave up the pass, or we've either stopped the pass and gave up the run. But it looks like they're doing a good job of containing everything tonight.
Well, even the first touchdown they scored was I thought should have been a penalty on Caruthersville. I thought there should have been a pick on the receiver. Was he come from the outside and he went back into the middle and he rubbed off one of his own receivers and knocked one of the Dons players down, and he caught it in the middle and run all the way for a touchdown. I thought that should have been an illegal pick or whatever they call it, pass interference or whatever, but they didn't call it. But yeah, they had the Don defense haven't played that bad. They, had a couple of penalties on defense that really hurt too. The first drive, they got down there and they held them on a 4th down and got the ball back. But then that's when they got that long pass after the Dons had to punt it. So 3:57 left first half. It's 14-7 Caruthersville. And the Dons have held them scoreless so far in this second quarter. And the Dons scored their touchdown in the second quarter. They were down 14-0 at the end of 1. It's going to be a 2nd and 13 from the 49-yard line of the Dons for Caruthersville. Devin Russell back out there at quarterback in the shotgun. Going to hand it off, and the Dons are going to stand him up after a couple yards there, and that's going to be Bishop. Dawson Bishop with the tackle along with Lonzo Rios. And a couple of times, Jeremiah Hollywood has come up. He got hammered down there one time in the middle, and he would come up and he was holding his left side. And he got hit pretty hard right there, too. He's hurting a little bit. Well, he got about a yard, maybe almost 2. But we'll call it 3rd down and 11. They got to get down to the 36-yard line for a first down. Dons cover the pass receivers right here. Russell drops back. Dons get in there again, a long pass down the field, and it's going to be out of bounds. And that's going to make it 4th down. Good coverage there. And I think that was Trey Mills on Cobb.
Bring up 4th down.
He couldn't have caught that one in bounds. It ended up out of bounds. So they're getting back there and making it rough on Russell to see over the top every time. They're getting pressure. They're kind of coming all out. Kind of leaves the receivers one-on-one. And they're going to go, maybe they're going to punt this time. Since the Dons scored, I believe they're going to punt this time. Yep, they are. Cobb is their wide receiver, their kicker, and also their punter. He'll catch the ball at about the 40-yard line. Don sent Trey Mills back. And the punt, good punt. And Mills need to let that bounce and don't make sure you don't. And it takes the Don's bounce. It bounces back outside the 10-yard line.
Good punt by number 14.
I don't think the Dons knew they were going to kick that because Mills was running back the whole time there. It was a good punt, though. They down at about the 12 or 13-yard line. But another good job on defense by the Dons. Force the punt. They got 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Got a long way to go here, but if nothing else, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Just not let Caruthersville have the ball back here, if nothing else. Maybe they can take it the length. Mills takes a snack, hands it to Rios, gets around that right side, breaks a couple tackles, and a flag thrown by the referee, so that's going to be a hold, even though another great run by Rios as he got the first down, but that's going to be a hold. When that referee throws the flag, you can count on it almost every time after the play's already in play. So that's going to push the Dons back, I guess, half the distance to the goal. So another good run negated by a penalty.
Yeah, that would have been a first down for Rios. He got a kind of that second wind right there with about 3 yards to go right before the first down marker and ended up pushing all the way through. But
the last 4 or 5 runs,
all the way back.
Last 4 or 5 runs, they've run the ball really good. I mean, they've got a lot of yardage. Before that, they weren't doing much.
Right.
Well, it'll be first down, and looks like the ball's at about the 6 or 7 yard line, 6-yard line. And they're going to throw it backwards, pass it out, right back to Harris, and he's going to catch it. And he's going to be brought down at the 19-yard line. That's kind of scary. That looked like that one could have been picked off. They pitched it back to Mills in the end zone. And then Harris went out for the pass, caught it, and got up to about the 18-yard line. And I think that will bring up a 2nd and 7, 6 or 7. No, they only got to get to the 22, don't they? Yeah, about 4. Mills rolls out to the right side. He's hitting the backfield, but he does get rid of it. A good job there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. The only thing bad about that is you don't get the first down here. You got to punt it to back to them. Minute 53. Going the first half. Ball at the 18-yard line. You got to get out to the 22. This might be the place for that quarterback sneak. Mills done one earlier and got about 5 yards on it. He got behind him and just kept pushing him. And he's going to be at quarterback. I thought they might have Alex Harris. Mills drops back, going to throw it out, and it's intercepted. And run back for a touchdown by Devin Russell, the quarterback on offense. And that one just hung up there, and you can see that one coming a mile away. So again, we just keep saying it over and over. Turnovers and penalties absolutely kill you. That makes it 20-7.
An interception for a touchdown.
And looks like they're going to go for 2. They went for 2 all 3 times. They made it one time, and the other time they didn't. It's a shame Trey Mills couldn't have seen that as good as we seen it from here, because you could see it coming. Right. Oh, my goodness. He rolls out to the right. Pass is incomplete. Good defense there by Nolan Zerwalka to knock that down. So the score stays at 20-7. But that's when you almost wish they would have just run the ball 4 times and run the clock out. But you don't know that's going to happen. But still yet, that kind of a tough way to end the first half when you played a really good second quarter. And I also mentioned that before the game started. The first quarter has been a killer. Every game this year, last year, and the year before, the first quarter they've been so far behind, they just hadn't been able to come back in the games that they, the ones that they've lost.
Right.
I mean, I mentioned the Kelly game. They outscored them in the second half.
Right.
Well, the last 3 quarters they outscored them. If they ever get to where they quit making the silly penalties and the turnovers, they might be kind of hard to beat.
last year and the year before, we were always talking about looking for positives, and and we knew it was coming, but it just seems like that list of positives gets longer every year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's nobody said this was going to be easy. Building a program
anybody
from
thought
scratch.
it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and maybe this group's kind of the group that gets it to turn the corner and, turns out to be a real successful program. We're seeing a lot of positive things. And we talked last week that there's a bunch of winnable games toward the middle and the back end of the schedule.
Ball kicked deep, and Rios is going to pick it up at the 10. Gets out to the 20. Cuts back into the center of the field. Out to the 30 and across the 30-yard line. Good return by Alonzo Rios. I'll tell you what, he has turned out to be quite the runner with the football, I'll tell you.
Right.
Well, got a minute and a half, minute 31. Got 68 yards to the end zone. But again, you don't want another interception. You got to take care of the football. If you're going to try to score, you're going to have to throw it. And if you're going to throw it, you got to take care of it.
Right. Minute and a half, a little bit to work with. Does Coach Dow have any timeouts left?
I think he's used one, I believe.
One, okay. So he's got a little bit to work with.
I know he's got at least one left, and I think he's got two.
Okay.
If we score here, it'd be best. Because we do get the ball back.
Snap back. Mills rolls out to the right side. And he's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. And that one there might cause the Dons maybe to just run the clock out, because that's going to run back all the way back to the 24-yard line.
Second down.
Man, that's an 8-yard loss.
An 8-yard loss, so that'll make it second and 18.
That was a nice play there. I think that was Cobb, number 14. He's been all over the field on both sides of the football for Caruthersville. They only have 24 players on their roster, so most of those guys that are out there are playing on both sides of the ball. Which the Dons have got to do the same thing too, but pitch back. Mills comes out to the left side, gets to the 30, up to the 40, still on his feet, out to almost midfield. But now we're down to 40 seconds to go. Why couldn't they have done that on the first play?
That'll be a first down run for Trey Mills, number 33.
And a timeout with 40 seconds to go.
Timeout.
It's a great run by Mills.
I tell you what, the last two possessions, they have run the ball really well.
Right.
And I'm talking double-digit runs almost every time. And we never seen that before. I mean, but if you throw the ball a little bit, it opens up that running. And if you run a little bit, it opens up the throwing. Our score 20-7. And that was a, 24, that was a 25-yard run on second down. And what was it, 18, I think it was?
Yeah. I think that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, they were at the 24, and he got up to the 49. That's a 25-yard run. It's a shame you wasn't here the whole game, because we'd have some rushing stats tonight. We'd have some yardage.
Well, with the way that game ended up, I wish I would have been here too. Because if I would have got over here when we were up 5 runs in the 5th inning, then I wouldn't be sitting over here at a loss for words about the baseball game and the football game.
That'll bring them down from first down.
Yeah, we
40
just
seconds to go before
let it get away from us.
Well, the Dons got 51 yards to go, and they got 40 seconds left to do it. And either 0 or 1 timeout left. Rios in motion, comes all the way across to the left side. Back to Harris. Hits Rios on the outside, and he's not going to get anywhere. Gang tackled by Caruthersville. And he may not have any left. He's down to 20 seconds. They're going to run out of time here unless they hook up on a long one here. Right now might be a good time to try that double pass again. Harris going to throw it down the middle of the field, and it almost intercepted again by Russell. And Russell and Cobb are without a doubt their 2 best players. There's no doubt about it, because they've been doing it on both sides of the football.
Down 6 seconds to go.
Now, this is one where you just throw it down there and hope somebody gets it. And if it gets intercepted, somebody make a tackle.
Right. Oops.
6 seconds to go. the Dons will get the football to start the second half.
Okay.
Yeah, it made me so mad. Yes, you're joking. Now they'll throw it. Yeah, sometimes.
Harris is going to pitch it to Rios. Rios is going to go around the right side, and he's going to be tackled for a couple-yard loss, and that's going to be the end of the first half. And the Dons down 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Outscore them 7-6 in that quarter, but that late interception run back for a touchdown was a killer. But as I said, the Dons will get the ball first to start the second half. And, this game here looks like to me it could be winnable, but that slow start again,
right?
And they've got to figure out a way one of these days to get over that and quit letting that happen. I mean, especially against teams that they can definitely compete with. All right, well, halftime score is 20-7. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back a little bit before the start of the second half. And you're watching Dons football. They trail 20-7 to the Caruthersville Tigers at halftime. right, welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to start the second half. It is 20-7. The Dons trailing the Caruthersville Tigers, and Dalton, Dons had the ball there with about 2 or 2.5 minutes to go, deep in their own territory, and trying to get down the field to try to get a score. They threw an interception. Caruthersville run it back, or we'd be at 14-7 right now.
Right. That really hurt the Dons. They, like you said, it set up perfect for them. Had a chance to put some points on the board. Instead, it winds up
gets changed the field position where Caruthersville doesn't get it, but the Dons have moved the ball pretty well after the first quarter. And again, we talk about that all the time. The first quarter is an Achilles heel for them, along with the penalties and the turnovers. But you take away the first quarter tonight, they're ahead 7-6.
Right.
And so that's both home games. After the first quarter, the rest of the game they would have been ahead, or at least to this point in this one. And just being ahead is one thing. I mean, that's got to build your confidence, and you just play different. I mean, that's all there is to it. But anyway, we need to see the Dons get something going on offense here this first drive if they want to stay in the game. Because right now, they're definitely in the ball game right now.
We need to have like a video on Facebook.
And I did not bring I forgot to bring my schedule again. I've got one on paper at home, and I've been meaning to put that in my case. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. All right. Next week, the Dons will be at New Madrid County Central. They got 2 weeks in a row they're going to be on the road at Dexter. The next home game is going to be October 2nd, and they will play St. Pius X from Festus, and they'll be at home for 2 in a row. October the 9th, they play East Prairie here. October 16th, they're at Fredericktown, and October 23rd, the last game of the regular season here against Scott City. So they got 2 on the road the next 2 weeks at New Madrid and Dexter, and then 2 at home against St. Pius X and East Prairie, and finish up with Fredericktown on the road and Scott City at home.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we will know let's see, no, that won't be this week, but next we find out what our district placement is, correct? Is that
right?
I
think I believe that's right.
21st, I think, is when that releases, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be, a week from Monday, maybe, something like that.
Right.
Number 14 will be doing the kicking duties. 33.
All right, we got
back to receive.
Billy Cobb set up to kick off to the Dons, and we have Alonzo Rios and Trey Mills deep, and it's going to Rios, catches it on the run. That's 20, 25, 30, 30, 35. He gets outside. Couple men to beat. Now we got a flag, and another good run. He's got to stay on his feet and go all the way, but it is going to be called back. And that is the second touchdown tonight. Called back by the Dons. And that's probably an illegal block in the back. Yep, that's what it is.
What it was. And I think Alex Harris knew it too, because he's down there kind of pleading his case with the official.
I'm telling you what, I am getting more and more impressed with Alonzo Rios every game, because it looked like he was down about the 50-yard line, and he just busted out of there, and then he ran off and left the guys chasing him. But then another penalty kills the Dons, and that's going to move them back pretty deep too. The flag is at the 33-yard line. If they move it back from there, they're going to be back at the 23. And instead of getting a touchdown, oh my goodness. I want to tell you what, Caruthersville's lucking out here, big time. They better be counting their lucky stars.
Right.
And they are stepping it back to the 23, and that's where the Dons will start. And that's got to be a little bit of a letdown, so they have got to get that out of their mind right away and forget about it.
No, that's what's his face?
Boy, that's hard to swallow, man, I tell you.
And the way you get over that right now is to make something big happen and move forward. That's just how they're going to have to
On
look
the
at
very
it.
first play, you need a positive play for sure. You don't need nothing negative. Handoff up the middle and getting out to about the 25, still fighting for yardage. And they're going to mark him. It looks like the official coming in from the side is going to mark it right at the 25.
Run by number 17, Alonzo Rios.
So that'll be a pickup of about three yards.
Caruthersville Tigers.
They'll make it 2nd and 7. We're just underway in the third quarter. The Dons trail Caruthersville 20-7 after just having a run back of about 85 yards for a touchdown call back on a penalty. Mills gets it, comes out to the left side, gets around the end again, gets up to the 35, still on his feet, fighting for yardage, gets outside the 40, and all the way out to the 45-yard line. And I want to tell you what, the Dons are running the football now better than we've ever seen, ever.
Right.
In this third year, without a doubt. They're running like they don't want to be tackled.
Well, and if you think back to when we were first having these conversations 2 years ago, we were talking about how a lot of times when the Dons would come up and they'd have some open space and make contact, they'd kind of just fall over. Now they're driving and pushing for yards, and that's a good sign.
Carrying people with them.
Right.
They spotted at the 44-yard line, pitch to Rios, out the right side. Gets around the corner, cuts back into the middle, still on his feet, and he's going to be close to another first down. It looks like they're going to mark it just short, so it's going to be about a 9 or 9.5 yard gain. And there, I would like to be watching that from the end of the field because there's got to be some holes opening up there. It's hard to see from the side, but another good run. Them things are sticky, Dalton, so watch it.
That's okay.
You can get that. Some of them are stuck together.
2 for the price of 1.
And we're talking about lemon drops, folks. 2nd down and less than a yard for the Dons at the Caruthersville 46-yard line. Handoff into the middle. Trey Mills still on his feet, fighting for a first down, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards and move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 43-yard line. And the Dons will have another first down, and Trey Mills is down on the field. And he is flexing his knee, his left knee. And the official's going to help him up.
I think that's going to be more of a Charlie horse than anything.
I hope so.
I think he was
warm
kicking
weather.
it. Yeah.
A lot of times you'll get a cramp, and that's what it looks like. He's going off under his own power. They can't afford to lose him right now.
No, it looked like he was rubbing that, trying to get that Charlie horse to take off. But
well, if that's the case, he probably won't miss a play or two, and he'll be back out there. Don's getting another first down at the 43 of Caruthersville. And probably Alex Harris will probably be the quarterback till Mills comes back in the game.
Hurry up, Alex. Hurry up, Alex. Hurry up, Alex.
Clock down to 2 seconds, and they're going to run a quarterback sneak. And Harris just pulls on it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my Lord. Wow. He come out there as he was getting pushed. You think he's hard to bring down?
I think so.
A 43-yard quarterback sneak for a touchdown.
You don't get to say that very often.
And when he got to the 30, there was nobody there but him. Everybody.
The pile collapsed,
and
he just
goodness.
managed to break through at the last second.
That's pretty unreal, I tell you.
It was.
Oh, touchdown for the Dons.
I thought that was going to be a gainer, about 4 or 5, and next thing I know, he's popping out of the other side of the pile.
The Dons will go for the extra point. It's 20-13. This will get them back within 6 if Rios can put this one through the uprights. Ball down, kick is up, and he didn't get that one up in the air.
About killed somebody on the line there.
Yeah.
Went straight through the back.
That might have hit somebody in the back and went through the uprights there as low as that one was. But the Dons get a touchdown on the first possession of the third quarter. And that was a 43-yard quarterback sneak by Alex Harris. Wow, that's I've never seen that before.
And that's been a play that the Dons have called a bunch. Looking at game film, if Caruthersville had anything on us, anytime you see Alex Harris line up under center, I guess maybe they're thinking 1st and 10. Oh, they're not going to run a quarterback sneak. They're going to try to get a yard or two. Well, that's one of the Dons' bread and butter with Harris because he is so hard to bring down. He's a big kid, fast, and I don't think they were expecting it for 43 though.
Well, we'll see here if the Dons can play some defense like they did in that second quarter, and if they can get some pressure on Devin Russell. And if nothing else, get up there and get a hand in his face and make him have a hard time seeing over them. They will have Cobb and Hollywood back deep. And it's going to be Nolan Zerwalka to kick off for the Dons. Cobb and Hollywood standing about the 15-yard line. Nolan needs to make sure he gets this one up in the air a little bit, not let that short man pick it up this time. They got good field position the last kickoff, because it was kind of a line drive kick. And I think that was Galladay that caught that ball over there, done a really good job on a hard line drive kick. Zerwalka kicks it, and he gets this one down the field, and it is going to go out of bounds, and that, I can't remember where they spot it in high school, the 35 or the 40, one or the other. I think it's the 35 in high school, but we'll see, because that's a penalty, the out-of-bounds kick. And that's where they're going with it, the 35. So that's a little better than the last time. But so that's where Caruthersville will take over at their own 35. 9:09 to go in the third quarter. Dons trail 20-13. And Devin Russell in the shotgun all night long. He's not been under center one time. And Jeremiah Hollywood in the backfield.
But they want to take it back.
Handed off to Hollywood. Comes out the right side, and he's going to be tackled by Trey Mills after about a 5 or 6 yard gain up to the 41-yard line. He got a little opening that time. Dons have done a pretty good job against the run, but that's a good pickup on first down.
50-50 drawing. Winner is 6-2-2-5-1-6. 6-2-2.
Second down and 4. Russell hands it off again. Hollywood, same play, and he's going to get up to the right at the first down marker, but I believe they're going to mark him short. Looked like he might have got a little farther than that. They're going to mark him a yard short. They run an option play a couple times with the quarterback and Hollywood in the first quarter. And the Dons played it pretty well both times. Wouldn't be surprised to see that play right here on this 3rd and 1. That gives them two options, the quarterback keeping or getting it to Hollywood. 3rd and 1. Now Hollywood's just going to take it himself, and he tackles in the backfield, and that's going to be a loss. And that is number 59, Charlie Jones, with a big tackle for the Dons in the backfield. They're going to mark his forward progress just inside the 43. So it's going to be 4th down and a little over 2 yards for a first down, and they've gone for it every time. They've not punted one time tonight, even in their own end zone. Big play here, right here. Dons can stop them here. They'll get the ball in their own territory. Man in motion, and
Somebody didn't have mouthpiece. Oh, that's a flag. Yeah, it's supposed to be a flag. That's a flag. That's supposed to be a flag. I thought he was saying he's going to come out. He's going to come out. I thought that was a flag now.
What happened? I don't know.
Didn't have his mouthpiece in.
Oh.
He's going to come out.
Well, I thought they were probably going to hand that ball off to Billy Cobb there. They run one like that in the first quarter, and he got a pretty big gain. So number 7, Devontae Hamilton, will come in for Jeremiah Hollywood, was the one that had to come out of the game.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah.
And that might be a big play, too, him going out on the 4th and 2 yards.
That's supposed to be a flag, too.
Oh, he moved.
And there's a penalty on number 4, Josh Leach. That hard count by the quarterback got his own man to move out there. And that's going to move him back and make it 4th and 7. You think they'll punt now? It looks like Cobb may be dropping. They did punt one time. I take that back.
Right.
Yep, they're going to punt now. So that, hey.
It'll still be 4th down.
What's good for the goose, good for the gander there.
I'll take it. We're getting the ball back, only down by it's one possession game right now for the Dons.
Doing the kicking, number 14.
Dons have had some penalties that hurt them, and that one hurt Caruthersville. So Cobb will punt. And his kick is a good one. And Trey Mills fields it at about the 22, circles around, goes outside, cuts back into the middle, gets to the 25. One man to beat, and
that'll work.
He's going to get out to the 32, but that's a good return as he caught that back about the 22. He ran about 30 yards to get 10, and he's cramped up again.
Trey Mills.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I had it's just the weather right now. I had some of my baseball boys dealing with that. And one kid, I thought he had pulled a hamstring. He hit the first base bag, and he pulled up and just immediately hand went for that hammy. I thought, oh, no, that's not going to be good. And got over in the dugout, and it was just the way his foot hit that bag and tilted, shot up a Charlie horse all the way back up in his hams. And
well, when it's warm and hot like this, it's easy to get those. Yeah. Well, he's being helped off the field, but he should be all right probably in a play or two. So the Dons got the ball back here, and with a touchdown and an extra point can tie this ball game. And we still got 6:37 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah.
You had an official's timeout to get Trey Mills off the field.
And it may be premature to talk about, but it's fun to talk about, so we're going to. If the Dons score a touchdown here, what do you think? Go for a field goal, or do you try to go for the lead?
Well, I don't know. I think they'll go for the extra point because the first one, Rios was perfect, right down the middle, and the snap right there, Black had just a little bit of trouble getting it down, and it probably throwed him off. He'd probably already started into his step, and it was just off because everything's got to be perfect on that, right, to get it. Now, the guy's got to catch it and get it down, and they want you to turn the seams away from the kicker too. And
yeah, laces out, Dan. You know,
yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if any of these high school boys on the field know what that's from.
I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, so the Dons back on offense. And I would think they'd probably be without Trey Mills for a play or two. They call timeout. He'll have to sit out at least one play there. So Alex Harris will be in at quarterback. Let's see if we can get a 68-yard quarterback sneak. Under center. And his pitch is a bad one, and luckily he's right there to fall on it. And there we go backwards again. On that one, lost about 4 or 5 yards. And those crisscross misdirection plays, that pitch has got to be good, and that wasn't a good one.
Second down and about 15.
Well, that puts you in a hole. 2nd and 15. They've been running the ball well, so who knows what would have happened if the play would have been executed right. Well, Mills still in at quarterback. Rolls out, screen pass, wide open. Oh, it's dropped by Tristan LaRue, and he had a little room to run there if he would have caught it. You think he tried to run with that before he caught it?
Yep, it looked like those feet were turning the wrong direction before he actually had possession of the ball there.
That'll bring up third down.
That's going to bring 3rd and 15, and that Dons need a big play here to keep the drive going. After a great defensive stand, get the ball back with a chance to tie it. And, Coach Stout's going to use a timeout right here. Boy, it's tough to use it on a 3rd and 15 when you might need that in a game as close later on. Well, the score was 14-0 at the end of the first quarter in favor of Caruthersville. And then it was 20-7 at halftime. Dons have scored a touchdown here in the third quarter, make it 20-13. Have the ball with a 3rd and 15 with 5:51 to go in the third quarter. Forgot to write the score down there. Well, let's see what the Dons do. It looks like Trey Mills is still on the sideline over there. I don't see him, but I don't see him out on the field. Alex Harris will come up under center. 3rd and 15. Pitches it back. Rios hitting the backfield, breaks a tackle.
Still going.
And gets about a yard or two, but that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Dons are going to have to give it back to Caruthersville, who hadn't really done much the last few times they've had the football. And that is a kind of the same theme as we had a couple of weeks ago against Kelly. Lonzo Rios will go back to punt. And they're going to send back Devin Russell and is that number 7? Devontae Hamilton.
Get down. Go, boys.
That's good. Don't give it.
Rios gets it off. Ball bounces, and it takes a good bounce for the Dons down to the 41-yard line.
That's bull crap. That's some bull right there.
And I guess he touched it at the 43. They're going to mark it at the 43. It was down by Nowens or Wonka.
I thought that took a bounce and he stepped over it. I didn't think it made contact with him, but
that was about a, let's see, 21, about a 28, 29-yard punt with no return, so that you can live with that. So the Tigers back on offense. Got 2 wide receivers left, 2 right. And Jeremiah Hollywood in the backfield. He must have got his mouthpiece back in. Man in motion. They hand it to Cobb. And he cuts back into the middle, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. He fumbled it. And I think the Dons got it. They don't. The Dons think they do anyway. There's probably going to be a scramble for it. And the Dons do. They come up with it. And Cobb lost it. I don't know who made the hit, but somebody knocked it out of his hands, and the Dons come up with it at their own 48-yard line.
By number 20, Jackson LaRue.
So what I said, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. Penalty a while ago, like the Dons been doing. Now turnover, but the Dons need to make them pay. Need to take advantage.
It's kind of funny because it was like they started right there at the left corner.
Run it, 25.
Oh shoot, sorry. They started at the left.
4:45 left third quarter. Dons back on offense. Alex Harris still in there. Still no Trey Mills. Rios in motion. Harris dropped the ball, picked it up, and he's still on his feet dragging people down to the 47. He fumbled that ball, and he ended up getting 5 yards on it, just dragging people across midfield. 2nd down and 5. Or it looked like he dropped it. He did drop it.
Yeah, it looked like he put it down, right at his feet and picked it right back up. I think that was going to be a handoff to Rios, the way he cut through and had his hands up, and the ball wasn't there. Harris picks it up off the deck and ends up pushing it about 5 yards.
2nd down and 5 in Caruthersville territory. Harris hands it to Rios up the middle. He's going to be hit, knocked backwards, but I think he's going to get down to about the 44-yard line. And that's going to be a couple yards short of the 1st down. Well, the Dons got 2 plays if they need it to get 2 yards to keep this drive alive.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
What would that be, like a 46 or 44-yard quarterback sneak?
3rd down and 2. You think we might see a quarterback sneak here?
I think we're going to see it on one of the 2 plays. Yeah, here it is right there.
There it is.
He's going to get it.
He's going to get down to the 40-yard line.
And then some.
Anytime you can get 4 yards on a quarterback sneak, that's pretty good. But it's even better if you can get 43. Dons moves the chains.
I wouldn't be mad to see another one of those. We're sitting on about the 40 here. I could take pair of 40-yard quarterback sneaks.
I mentioned this before the game too. Their defensive line is not that big.
No, not at all.
Cobb is out there. Look like he's playing defensive end, and he's tall, but he's not that not big and muscled up. Doesn't look like. Pass out to Trey Mills back in the game. He caught it. He runs backwards, and he breaks the tackle.
Good move.
Inside the 40.
One guy
inside the 30. Cuts back into the middle. And he's going to go. And he's going to get down. He's still on his feet. Touchdown.
Wow, what a run, Trey Mills.
Well, you can hear everybody here in the booth. That was an amazing run. He actually caught the ball and run backwards. Ain't no telling how many yards he run on a 40-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, if the Dons want to capitalize, now's the time to do it, because Caruthersville, that was a punch to the mouth right there is what that was. That's devastating if you're Caruthersville, having that many kids put hits on Trey Mills and still can't bring him down.
It looks like Coach Stout's going for the lead here.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I think
maybe it's quarterback sneak again right here. Caruthersville's all up on the line. Now they're going to pitch it to Rios. Cut back in the middle. In the end zone.
There you go.
And a 2-point conversion, and the Dons take the lead, 21-20. Come back from 14-0 in the first quarter. And with 2:32 to go in the third, the Dons lead it 21-20 over the Caruthersville Tigers. Wow. You know, we've said this many, many times, even the first year. These guys, they never quit. It doesn't make any difference what the score is, whether they're winning or losing. They just continue to play. Mm-hmm. And if even the games that they've been way behind in, like last week at Kennett, I'm sure they probably just kept playing hard, you know, like the score was nothing.
Yeah.
That was quite a run, I'm telling you. And they've had several of those tonight.
Defense looks tired. Defense looks tired, brothers.
Yeah, that's true. The defense does look tired. They've been out there a lot.
Well,
and when they're only playing a few players, you know.
And not only do they look tired, they look kind of defeated right now.
Yeah, they do.
Because like I said, that was a punch in the mouth from Trey Mills right there for him, because having that many guys put hands on him and still not bringing him down, that's just is totally a defeating feeling, having him literally slip through your fingers that many times. So the Dons can capitalize right here. This will be a lot of momentum moving forward with just 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third.
If they can stop them on this drive and then go down and score.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're liable to just throw in the towel, even though it may only be a 7 or 8 point game. Because, but they are playing, almost all their guys are playing on both sides of the ball. And I know the Dons are doing it with that, a lot of them, but they're playing more players. And with only 24 on their roster, you know. Sirwalka kicks it deep.
Good kick.
And that's Hollywood at the 15. Comes over to the right side, back into the middle, and he's hit. Gets up to about the 33. And that's where Caruthersville will start. And the Dons defense ought to be fired up. I mean, they've actually kind of the ones that got the Dons back in the game, stopping them a few times to get the ball back for the offense. And they have really made some really, really good plays. That one play by Charlie Jones a while ago was maybe the biggest play of the game for the defense for sure. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left, and Jeremiah Hollywood in the backfield behind Devin Russell. 1st and 10. Russell rolls out, looking to pitch on the option, gets it to Hollywood, breaks the tackle up to the 50-yard line into the Dons territory. And I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't run that play more.
Strong run by number 30.
Oh, that was a 16, 14, about a 20-yard gain down to the Dons' 46-yard line.
That'll be a Caruthersville first down.
If you take the quarterback, he just pitches to the running back. If you don't take if you take the running back, the quarterback just keeps it.
Well, one thing I am surprised to see on that, though, from the option there, that they're running that really tight together. The running back is almost on the heels of the quarterback.
It was real close.
And that's not beneficial for the pitch, because you got to get the guy to commit to one guy or the other.
And this time they run it to the right side, and the quarterback keeps it. Gets down to the 43. That'll be a pickup of about 3 yards.
Yeah, and if you lump those guys up together like that, the running back and the quarterback, then the defender doesn't have to commit. He just follows both of the guys. He's got to commit one way or the other, and that's why the option works. If they're going to pull off and then they're going to cover the running back, quarterback keeps it, and if he commits to the quarterback with the ball, then he's going to toss it to the running back. But they're running it kind of awfully close together.
2nd and 7 at the Dons 43. They're going to run it to the right side. Pitch out. Oh, and Hollywood was hitting the backfield, and Jackson LaRue had him in the backfield. Did not still knock him down before he gets to the 40-yard line. And they're actually, Hollywood is hollering at number 3, Galladay. I don't know if he missed a block or something out there, but a little fighting amongst the teammates there. Well, the ball's at the 41, so it's going to be about a 3rd and 5.
Caruthersville's kind of looking unorganized here. Not quite sure what's going on.
Dons need another negative play here. They need a negative play. Russell's going to throw. He rolls out to the right side, and he's going to get the first down, still on his feet, and runs out of bounds about the 30-yard line. And he just tucked it and run. If he would have thrown that, it probably would have been knocked down because he pulled it down. So Caruthersville's on the drive here. We're down to 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Dons need to step it up on defense here. It'll be 1st and 10, and they mark it at the 32-yard line of the Dons. I mentioned earlier, every one of the Caruthersville players has got an armband on, and they call the play, and they look at that armband, call it from the bench. Russell back to pass, is going to throw it deep, and the pass is caught, and Nolan Zerwanka is saying he got pushed off, but he fell down, and they get the touchdown, that pass to Hollywood, and they go right back on top, 26-21, and they probably will go for 2 here, trying to get it back to a 7-point lead. So Caruthersville answers right after the Dons took the lead, and they will go for 2, trying to push the lead back to 7 points. 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Russell takes a snap. He dropped the ball, and he's hitting the backfield, and the ball is going to be recovered by the Dons, so the 2-point conversion is no good. So that means if the Dons score, whether they get an extra point or not, they will have a 1-point lead. That's a big play right there to keep them out of the end zone. So 35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Dons will receive, trailing by 5, 26-21. They have outscored Caruthersville this quarter 14-6.
Caruthersville will be kicking off the Doniphan.
But that was definitely a big play. He dropped the ball. I don't know whether he would have got in or not, but when he dropped it, that kind of let the Dons get there. And they only trail by 5. Like I said, if they can score, no matter what they do with the extra point or extra 2 points, they will still have a lead. So Rios and that Ben Rule over there on the other side.
Number 16, Ben Rule. Yep, that's who
Trey
that is.
Mills has not come back in the ball game. I can't see over there on the sideline good enough to see where he's at if he's over there, but he's been out a couple of, I think that may be him over there putting his helmet on right now. Right behind that little yellow wagon.
I do believe you're right. Yep.
Billy Cobb will kick off. And he little punch kick. The ball's fumbled, and the Dons fall on it. And that is number 37. That is Luke Emmons. And the Dons got good field position. That's the second time they've done that. They've had a little punch kick, and the Dons have got it both times. And I don't really understand why they do that. I mean, it's not really an onside kick.
And Caruthersville probably doesn't know this, but Luke Emmons is one of our stud freshman running backs. And, he's probably not a guy you normally see on the front line of special teams there, but Luke catches that clean there.
Yeah, he's going to get into their territory.
He's going to get into their territory very easily. Yeah, Luke is he's going to be another Alonzo Rios type player. It's going to be hard to bring down. When he gets a full head of steam running forward, he's going to be tough to stop. So,
yes, still got Alex Harris at quarterback. I believe Trey Mills is in there, split out to the right side. And a pass out, trying to get it to Mills, is short from Alex Harris.
Number 11 was trying to target.
And that right off the bat puts you kind of in a big hole at 2nd and 10. If you complete that, you're going to get 4, 5, 6 yards at the very least. Ball at the 45-yard line. Dons need to take advantage of this field position. With 30 seconds left in the third quarter, they trail 26-21 to Caruthersville. At least this one's going to be interesting going into the fourth quarter. You know,
Right.
Mills pitches back. Mills thinks about throwing, and he's got to get rid of it. Yeah. Oh no! He fumbled it, and Caruthersville's going to pick it up, and they'll have the ball. You got to throw that away. You can't try. I mean, because even if he had held on to it, they'd lost 15 yards.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
By Caruthersville.
17 seconds left. That's the second time the last 2 quarters that a really bad play at the end of the quarter. I mean, they're right there in the red zone already. Wow. Had the ball at the 45-yard line and ended up giving it up at the 18.
Come on, guys, get a stop right here. Get a stop.
Russell with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hands it off. Hollywood
Come on, guys. Get the ball.
gets into the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. Still on his feet. Gets inside the 15. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter, but Caruthersville will be knocking on the door when we come back for that fourth quarter. They lead 26-21 at the end of 3. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back after these messages.
Second down. Orders begin.
Hometown Pharmacy on LaRue Street in Doniphan, your one-stop pharmacy for all of your medical needs. Our pharmacists are now providing vaccinations for flu, pneumonia, and shingles in the pharmacy. Flu shots are covered by Medicare with no co-payment and no appointment is necessary. Hometown Pharmacy now offers a wide variety of vitamins and supplements from Now Foods that help support and promote optimal health through good nutrition. Refills can be requested online or by using our mobile app. We now offer delivery of your prescription if you live within the city limits. Transferring prescriptions is easy. Come by or give us a call and our friendly staff will take care of everything. Hometown Pharmacy, proudly supporting the Dons and Donettes this season. Come experience the difference a Hometown Pharmacy makes.
Keith Bowman and Dalton Pennington back at Doniphan, and we are headed to the fourth quarter. And Caruthersville with a 26-21 lead on the Dons, and they are knocking on the door, scoring again. They're going to have it at the 12-yard line, 2nd and 4, to start this fourth quarter. Dons need to come up with a big play here, force a fumble, or get an interception or something, or just stop them on downs. But they've got a 2nd and 4, so they don't have a very good start on that. But they caused a fumble in that third quarter and recovered it. That'd be a big thing to do right now.
Second quarter.
Dons outscored Caruthersville 14-6 in that quarter to get back within 5. Russell in the shotgun. Now they snap it straight to Cobb as they was in the, what they call that, the Wildcat. The Wildcat, right. Something like that. And we got an illegal procedure penalty against Caruthersville. So that's the first time all night they didn't have Russell at quarterback, and they get a penalty out of it. Well, that'll help the Dons' cause. That'll make it 2nd and 9.
That'll be 2nd and 9.
Probably force them into throwing the ball now. That moves the ball back to the about the 17-yard line. So Russell steps back behind center now. Almost bet you look for a throw here. Nope, roll out option, and a good move there, but a nice tackle by number 32. That's Tristan LaRue. Hollywood made a nice cut there to get away from the first one, but he didn't actually get anything on that, I don't believe.
Should have been back to the original line of scrimmage, or the line of scrimmage there.
I mentioned this earlier, but when you run the ball out of the shotgun, you got 5-6 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage, you know, and it looks like you're getting some yards, but in reality you're not. 3rd down and 9. Fake handoff, pass in the middle, ball tipped, and it falls late, and that was Bishop that got a hand on that one, Dawson Bishop. And again, get those hands up, because I don't know, Russell don't look like to me, but they don't look like he's about 5'5" or 5'6".
He's the shortest guy on the field, it looks like, maybe Ben Rule.
Well, here we go, 4th down and 9. Right, we wanted a big play. Well, we've got a couple of them. Need one more.
It's going to be big for the Dons, because Caruthersville has marched a long way to get to this point, and the Dons can come up big here with a stop. Huge momentum shift back in their favor with 10 minutes left at least, 10 plus.
These plays like this is where the Dons have had trouble, and
Caruthersville's going to take a timeout.
If they can get a stop here, it'll look like they're kind of turning the corner on on that kind of stuff, you know. And Caruthersville calls a timeout. Their coach knows it's a big play in the game right here. If they score another touchdown, it's going to make it tough. But if they don't get the first down, Dons get the ball back, and a touchdown will put them ahead.
Right.
We'd be up by 20. Yeah, we'd be up by 20 for all of them.
You know, speaking of how short Russell is, when we played Kelly, they had that big, tall quarterback. Right. You can't do that when the big, tall quarterbacks. I mean, they can see right over the top, even if you've got guys that are 6'1" and 6'2" on your line. But he's actually having some trouble seeing some of those receivers. He looked like he threw that one and didn't know where he was throwing it, because I didn't see anybody open, because it was kind of in a straight line from where we were at. But the Dons need one more big play on the defensive side here to get the ball back. The ball is at the 17-yard line, 4th down and 9. And Devontae Hamilton is in the backfield. Russell back to pass. Pressure, ball thrown in the middle, and the ball goes through the hands of Jeremiah Hollywood, and that makes it 4th. Turns the ball over on downs to the Dons. That was catchable.
Yeah, but right through his hands.
I said earlier, he throws that ball really hard. He don't have much touch, and it's just everything's a bullet. And makes it a little harder to catch, especially if it's up here. Right. Well, the Dons, they made the big plays and got the ball back. We'll see if they can move it now. Don't want to have another play like we did from the 45 a while ago. Trey Mills back in the game, but Alex Harris is still at quarterback. Mills in the backfield. Harris hands it off. All bobbled by Rios, but he gets it back, gets up to the 20-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of about 3. He bobbled that ball.
Right.
3-yard run for Alonzo Rios.
2nd down and 7. Actually, he got almost to the 21, but still call it 2nd and 7. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the ball game. This is the first time at a home game we've actually had a game this close to where the Dons have the ball with a chance to take the lead in the 4th quarter. Rios in motion. And I'm not sure who has the ball there. Do you see who that was that had that?
A drop ball and then recovered by Alonzo, or by number 33, Trey Mills.
The ball's at the same spot, so it's 3rd and 7. And I didn't do a very good job of calling that, because I don't even know who got it. But
according to the stadium, Rios is going to drop the ball, and Mills is the one that picked it up there. So that guess is as good as mine.
It looked like Rios was taking the fake handoff when he come through there, so maybe he didn't know he was supposed to get the ball. I don't know. All right, here we go, 3rd and 7. Dons need a big first down pickup here. Pitch back to Trey Mills, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up a 4th down. So that's the second time the Dons have had the ball with a chance to take the lead after Caruthersville took it back again.
Trey Mills, that'll bring up 4th
And they're going to have to punt the ball back. And Russell and Hamilton will be back about the 50-yard line. So Caruthersville's going to get good field position. Rios needs to get off a good punt here. And Mills again struggling to get off the field a little bit. Good snap. Rios kicks it. Ball's going to bounce. And it bounces again in favor of the Dons. They're going to roll out of bounds about the 44-yard line. Got a good bounce there. And that's going to be about a 35-yard punt, something like that.
Not a bad punt for Rios. No, not
with
bad.
no return, especially.
Exactly.
Take over right there. Be 1st and 10.
Looks like they're going to spot it right at the 45.
I think the ball was on the 20 or 21.
Right.
So. Well, defense got to step up again. Still quite a bit of time left in the game at 8:56. But the longer Caruthersville holds on to the ball, the harder it's going to be. So they need to get it back quick. 3 receivers to the left side. Russell steps up in a pocket. He's going to throw it way down the field. And the ball is going to be caught. And again, the defense, and that's Ben Rule, got caught behind the receiver. And a big play there for Caruthersville down to the 25-yard line. They had the quarterback bottled up again. But when he went out to the outside, they didn't have anybody out there to jump up and get in his face. He just kind of throwed it up anyway, you know. But it worked out for him. They're going to spot it at the 24. 26, 31-yard pass play. And Caruthersville right back down close to the red zone again. Russell fakes a handoff, being chased out of the pocket. Going to throw it deep, and passes incomplete. Intended for Cobb. And Nolan Zerwanka's pretty much been on Cobb all night long. Second down and 10 from the 24-yard line of the Dons for Caruthersville. Caruthersville players are dragging back to the offensive side of the ball, aren't they? They'll sleep well tonight. Clock stopped with 8:21 to go in the game.
Play clock all the way down to 3. They're going to get it
Russell's
off, though.
going to take it himself out to the left side. Gets a hole down to the 20, inside the 15. And he kind of did a little burst of speed there, and he's going to have a first down, I believe.
Run by Devin Russell. Brought down by number 12.
They're going to mark it at the inside the 14. That's going to be a first down.
That'll be a first down for Caruthersville.
Again, we need a fumble recovery, interception, or something. Or maybe even a sack of the quarterback and lose some yards. And they're in the Wildcat. Cobb's going to take a direct snap. Runs up the middle, finds a hole, and he's going to make it all the way into the end zone. A tough run. That looked like one of the runs the Dons made earlier. 14-yard touchdown run by Billy Cobb
Strong run by number
to put Caruthersville up 32-21.
Makes the score 32-21 with 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
32-21, 7:41 to go in the game. 11-point lead. And Caruthersville, it's going to go for 2 again. And they're going to probably run the same play, something similar, because Cobb is in the Wildcat again. Rolls out to the right, and he busted into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that makes the score 34-21. The Dons are still within 2 touchdowns. But that clock is becoming their enemy in a hurry now with 7:41 to go in the game. 34-21, 13-point lead for Caruthersville.
It's going to take a quick score and then a quick turnaround on defense for the Dons to have a chance at this. Still doable, very much so. They put up 14 points in the third, so it wouldn't be impossible for the Dons to do. But like you said, with 7:41 left on the clock, it makes it a whole lot more challenging. I do believe they have all three of their timeouts, correct?
I think he used one. Remember with that, like, third and 15 or something a while ago?
That's right, yeah.
That's why I said I hated that he had to use that.
Number 45, Nolan Swonka. Number 17, Lonzo Rios.
The thing of it is
Caruthersville will be kicking off.
you look back, if they don't come back, those two, they had the ball twice, only down by 5 points, and couldn't get anything done on offense.
Right.
All they had to done was scored the touchdown to take the lead. I mean, act like it's easy. All they had to do, it's not that easy, but if they would have scored a touchdown, they would have taken the lead, but they couldn't get anything done on offense.
Well, not only that, they've had 2 touchdowns called back. I mean, they should be up 35-34 right now.
Yeah. So Cobb will tee it up at the 40. Ben Rule and Alonzo Rios back. The kick is going to be over to Rule. Picks it up at the 10. Comes back to the 20. Up to the 25. Still on his feet. Back to the 30. Out to the 35. Still on his feet. Out to the 40. 45. And he's going to be... Oh, he almost lost the ball there. Cobb got a hand on it, but he does come down with it. I'm anxious to see where they're going to... Oh, there's a flag at the end. And now there's a whole bunch of flags. There's been bad blood almost this whole game. It's kind of calmed down there for a little bit.
That looked like a late hit from Caruthersville right there. And
this guy came off the sideline. What is this? 52 came off the sideline.
We'll have to let them sort this out.
Yeah, 52 left the bench.
A bunch of flags on the field.
Both ways.
Oh, he's ejected. Somebody got ejected.
Who? I don't know.
I don't know, but all those guys that left the bench for Caruthersville should be ejected. That's not automatic.
That is.
But I'm still anxious to see where they spot this ball if they're offsetting penalties, because he got up to the 48-yard line.
That's going to be important. You got ejected.
well, I think he gave the ejection signal 3 times there.
Oh, did he? Did he do it all 3 times?
I believe so. And before the fight broke out, he looked like he was going to spot it at the 40, but I'm not too sure you shouldn't say rules forward progress is all the way up here at the 45. So,
well, when Cobb hit him, he was at the 47 or 48-yard line and knocked him backwards. So this may take a couple minutes to sort out. We got 7:23 to go. If the Dons don't get it more penalty than Caruthersville here, they're going to have good field position.
Right.
But I still think it ought to be spotted at the 47 or 48-yard line. But
And there's some penalties.
and Coach Stout is talking to one of the officials over there. He don't act like he's too happy.
No, that's where it should be on.
Well, to me, when I was looking, I thought Rule got all the way to the 45, and I looked up, and as he's going down over there, it looked like a late shot from Caruthersville. Somebody just trying to add to the pile kind of came in, late shot, and then it looked like one of the Dons kind of pushed back, and then a little skirmish broke out over there. Okay, here we go.
Sportsmanlike conduct. He's kicked out. Unsportsmanlike conduct. He's kicked out.
So it's just 2 guys kicked out here.
Has a player getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and they both.
That's the wrong spot. That ball should be past the 43.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure Ben even got out past the 45. But I definitely saw him get to the 45 before when he kind of met
that ball. When Cobb hit him and the ball popped up out of his hands, he was at the 47 or 48-yard line.
Right.
But, I mean, it's only 5 yards, but still yet, 5 yards, 5 yards. So 7:23 to go in the game. A couple players got ejected. We don't know who for sure it was. I got a feeling number 71 may have been the one for Caruthersville because he was really upset when he come off the field. Alex Harris in the shotgun. Rolls out. Throws it down the sideline trying to hit Zerwalka. And he overshoots him. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Incomplete pass. Target was number 45, no one's longer. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I never did like a rollout to the short side of the field.
7 minutes and 18 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Not much ball's on the left hash, you're rolling out that way, you don't have as much room to work with, unless you're going to throw back to this side, but you hardly ever see that.
Well, we know it wasn't Ben Rule who got ejected. He's coming back to the line here. That's what I just said. Ben's coming back.
Pitch back to Rios. And a nice tackle there by number 7.
Tackle by number 17.
Devontae Hamilton.
Took down number 17, Alonzo Rios. That'll bring up.
And a loss of 1 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. And the clock running. We're under 7 minutes to go now. The Dons trail by 13.
Going to have to go to the air.
Yeah, and if they don't get it, they don't get the first down. They got to go for it now, too. I mean, Coach Stout likes to go for it anyway, but
typically he likes to be on the other side of the 50.
Yeah. Harris rolls out to the left side, throws it down the field, and pass is incomplete, intended for Rios. And Coach Stout looking for a flag, interference on the play. No flag. And the Don sideline's going nuts over there. But it looked like to me that the defender didn't turn around and look for the ball, and he had his hands up like that. And they usually call that face guarding. Coach Stout is upset. That's about the maddest I've ever seen him. But he did not turn around. And usually when they stick their hands up and they have their back to the ball, they call the interference. Coach Stout just traipsing up and down the sideline over there trying to get somebody to listen to him. Well, this is it right here, Dalton. 4th down and 12. And Don's got to get a first down here. That's pretty much going to do it. Harris, oh man, he got around him, but a lot of room to run. Got a lot of room to run, but he's going to be tackled short. And a good tackle over there by, let's see what number that is. That's number 30. That is Jeremiah Hollywood. And he comes up. He got about half what he needed. But that's going to give the ball back to Caruthersville with 6:24 to go. Leading by 13.
Looks like about the 47-yard line.
Coach Stout still letting him have it. He was not happy with that call.
Well, this should have been interference because he never turned around. And you watch college games or pro games, if they don't turn around and they put them hands up like that in front of the receiver, it's interference.
It had to be the other.
Had to be making a play at the ball. That's the
47-yard line of the Dons for Caruthersville. 6:24 to go. And they're going to throw, which kind of surprises me. And the pass complete to Cobb in the middle. And he's trying to break a tackle. Dons wrap him up. And it's going to be a pickup about 5. I'm kind of surprised they're throwing the ball because if it's incomplete, it stops the clock. But that wasn't incomplete, so the clock running. We're going to be down under 6 minutes when they snap it the next time. That was a pickup of about almost 4 yards. We'll call it 3. The 2nd and 7.
We'll see the maturity of Caruthersville here. Let's see how far they let this play clock run down. It's at 15 right now. Should
most of the time they let it run down quite a bit anyway.
Right.
First quarter they were really letting it run down. Pass out in the flat is complete, and it is complete to Jeremiah Hollywood, and that's going to be a first down.
Pass complete to number 30, Jeremiah Hollywood.
Down at the 30.
Wrapped up by number 16.
33-yard line.
Looks like they may have got out of bounds. It'll be 5. First down, Caruthersville.
5 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10. And they're going to throw again. And we got
a flag coming in.
Penalty flag. That'll stop the clock.
That surprises me. Caruthersville got the clock running, and they're going to snap the ball. They snap that ball with 15 seconds left to go on the play clock. I mean, they're shooting themselves out of a minute and a half off the, this drive right here already by, not letting the play clock run down a little bit.
I don't understand either why you don't run the ball a little bit there to
Right.
keep the clock
Yeah.
running too.
Keep it running. You're up 13.
I mean, they do have a 13-point lead, but what happened if you throw one of them, get intercepted, run back for a touchdown?
Right.
You know,
It's a whole different ball game. That's exactly right.
and he's going to throw it again, and the pass is incomplete. That one goes through the hands of Jeremiah Hollywood, and that stops the clock. You run the ball, the clock keeps running, which they may be safe anyway with a 13-point lead, but it just seems like to me that that would be what you would want to do.
Makes it second down and 15.
2nd and 15 after that penalty.
I know, I can't believe they do that. They stop the clock so much on that pass. That's unreal.
Clock stopped at 5:16 to go in the ball game. 34-21, Caruthersville.
They haven't stopped them yet.
The Dons momentarily had a 21-20 lead. Roll out to the left, pass is complete, and that is Cobb, and he's going to be tackled from behind by Christopher Black. But he is going to have a first down, I believe. That was pretty close to a horse collar tackle there, wasn't it?
The pass complete to number 14, Billy Cobb.
He gets it down to the 19-yard line, which is a first down.
Number 5.
I'd like to see the Dons keep him out of the end zone here.
Right.
45, Nolan Swanka. Be a first down.
I mean, if they score again, that's going to make it 40 or 41 or 42-21, and they actually had a 21-20 lead. Handoff and hit in the backfield and tackled for a big loss.
Number 6,
And that was
number 20.
Jackson LaRue.
Jackson LaRue makes a tackle, and that loss back to the 28-yard line. That's a 9-yard loss. That might help keep them out of the end zone, maybe. Dons keep playing till the end here. Don't give up an easy one on a pass. Pass out in the flat. It's going to be complete. And it is going to be Hollywood. Breaks a couple tackles, then he's brought down.
Pass complete, number 30.
Let me ask you this. What are the odds that Doniphan and Caruthersville line up in the same
Brought down
district?
by number 66, McGuire Ball.
Are we playing point for points here? Is that Caruthersville's motive for going to the air so
Well,
much?
it
with
may
time?
be. It might be.
Trying to play the points?
Yeah. For people don't know that, well, that's what they use in high school. They go by that. I never really could figure out why, but
Right.
I guess they know what they're doing. 3rd and looks like about 7.
5 seconds left on the play clock.
Faked handoff, pass out in the flats, complete again, and a guy goes down. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. He actually just slipped and fell. That was Cobb again, wasn't it?
Phil gets down. Brings up 4th down.
Turn around.
They
27 over here telling people be quiet.
spotted at the 14-yard line. And it looks like they got to get to the 10, maybe the 9. So it's going to be 4th and 4 or 5. They need to bear down right here. Just get a stop.
Go. Get your hands up. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
Pass is going to be incomplete.
No, it's going to be intercepted.
Is it intercepted?
Wonka's going to come away with it.
Well, they had 3 guys going after the quarterback, and he just threw it up.
They got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Did they call it
Up in
interception?
the air by number 12. Hunter Ward, and an interception completed by number 45, Nolan Swanka. As they get knocked
Well,
out
they
of
kept him out of the end
bounds.
zone, right? They got a lot of pressure on Russell right there, and he just kind of threw that one up, which I guess that probably right thing to do is 4th down. You might as well. Chances of them running back if they do intercept it were probably not very good. So Dons get it back with 2:53 to go in the game. They trail 34-21, and they'll have the ball at the 11-yard line at their own 11. And Alex Harris in at quarterback, and I haven't seen Trey Mills in a while, so that leg probably tightening up on him maybe. Harris going to pass it out in the flat, and that's incomplete. And I'm wondering if that's not going to be
He passed behind him.
That is a safety.
Yep.
That official over there, he didn't act like he knew what to do over there.
Yeah, there's no way that I mean, that was straight.
It didn't look like it was
yeah.
backward pass.
Yeah, that ref said forward pass.
So they're going to get 2 points out of that. And then the Dons will have to kick the ball back to Caruthersville. That'll make it 36-21.
Had 2 signals there. Looks like they're calling a safety.
He called it a forward pass.
Yeah, he said forward pass.
I would have thought the official over on the side would have had to say that went like this. I mean, I don't know from here because we're not in a straight line. We can't tell, but it looked like it was backwards from here. Well, the Dons will have to kick off from the 20-yard line, either punt or kick off.
And then he calls it a safety.
That's what happens after a
Yeah,
safety.
I think they got that call right. I know Doniphan's probably not wanting it to go that way, but I'm pretty sure the way Alex had to turn his hips and throw backwards, there's no way that was a forward pass.
And besides that, was it Rios it was intended for? You can see him going back like this, with the ball behind him.
Right.
So.
And for those that don't know, kind of new to football, what's got to happen there is Harris has got to throw that in front of himself. If not, it's not a forward pass, and so that ball's actually going to be considered a fumble. And then Caruthersville picks that up, or downs Rios in the end zone. So it's going to actually be a safety, and it changes things up completely too, because the Dons are going to have to kick off now from the 20.
I can't wait to hear what Coach has to say to the refs.
So the situation went from bad to worse for the Dons.
Yeah, they thought the worst it was going to be was 34-21, and now the way they're throwing the ball, like you said, if they're going for points, they still got 2 minutes 41 seconds, and they're going to get good field position with the Dons having to kick it from the 20.
Yeah,
that's and another thing for maybe people who don't know, on a safety, you kick off. They get the 2 points, and you kick the ball back to them, and you have to kick it from the 20-yard line instead of the 40-yard line. Good kick by Zerwaka, and it's fielded at the 38 by Cobb, and a nice run back down to the 45 of the Dons. And it looks like to me that they may be going for points here because he's still got his main players out there. And not letting any of his subs get in there, which I'm not real sure that, you'd think he'd be playing some of those guys because he does have a few seniors out there that are playing.
I'm making first down.
And they might pay for that next year if they don't.
36-21, 2 minutes.
He's still got Devin Russell in there, quarterback. Still got Hollywood out there, wide receiver. Ball at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. What are we waiting on now?
I don't know.
Oh, the clock's running. I thought the clock wasn't running, the play clock, but it was. They're just trying to run some time off, I guess. Russell's going to pass it. It's Hollywood. Breaks a couple of tackles, and they're going to have to get him down, and they do it to 20. A 25-yard gain on one play. And the clock stops with 2:24 to go. And it does look like they're trying to pile on. Which I'm not saying that in a bad way, because if you're doing
it's
that,
not like they're trying to run it up, right? And
you're doing it for a playoff.
Exactly. Because what'll happen is it'll go by record for the most part. But if there's a tie, or they think maybe Doniphan comes into the district seed meeting, and Doniphan's sitting there with maybe a better record than Caruthersville, they're going to say, hey, we'll look back at points and like opponents, and they'll try to figure it out that way.
And we got a flag on the play, and it's illegal procedure.
Looks like illegal procedure against against Caruthersville.
That's what I just said there.
Minute 58 to go. 36-21 is our score. The Dons down by 15. Caruthersville with the ball. So I'm pretty sure here the Dons are going to go down to defeat again, but very positive thing. They were ahead. Was that in the third quarter?
Into the third? Middle of the third. Yeah, it was.
They went up 21-20, but then things kind of went the other way on them.
Right.
And those 2 times they had the ball with a chance, when they were down 26-21, we got a handoff and another flag.
Run by number 7.
Number 7, Devontae Hamilton, looked like he was trying to hurdle somebody, and he's the only one out there that's shorter than
Right.
Devin Russell.
He's gonna pick it up. You wait and see. Watch. Watch.
Because he was on the ground, so I had to jump, even though he jumped.
I don't know what they were going to call anyway.
Yeah, he's ready.
That is.
You can't even in some
Clock running with 1:30 to go. Devin Russell been in the shotgun every play the whole game tonight. Fakes a handoff, and he is hit, and going to be sacked. He was hit first by number 24, Carson LaRue, and then finished off by some of the other Dons. And that's going to be a loss on the play. And it's going to be, is that 3rd down now or 2nd? I've lost the down. Where's the down? They got 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 21. 50 seconds to go. Just don't let them get behind you here, boys. Let's keep this score right what it is right now. They're going to try to get it. And the quarterback hit in the backfield. Now he gets outside and just throws it up. And it's going to be caught.
Wow.
And a touchdown. And I don't even think that pass was intended for him. That's going to be Cobb. I think that was intended for Jeremiah Hollywood. Cobb come back in front of him and caught it.
Got a touchdown for Caruthersville.
Yeah, that was going. Yeah.
That kind of puts salt in the wound, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
That makes it 42-21 with 31 seconds to go. And they're going to go for 2 again. They've been successful on every time they went for 2 except 1 tonight. Russell rolls out, fakes the pitch. Now he does pitch it out, and they're not going to get in.
2-point conversion was no good.
A good tackle there by Ben Rule to keep Hamilton from getting into the end zone. So it is 42-21 with 31 seconds to go.
42-21 Caruthersville. Got 31 seconds left.
And it will be
Forgot to announce.
2 weeks from tonight. We'll be back.
On a ride. Call your parents.
Home game. And I forgot who I said we were playing that night. You remember?
What was that, Matt? Nope, Matt's not talking to us. Let's see. Dexter? Is that Dexter?
No, the Dexter's away game.
Okay.
The Madrid next week, and then Dexter. And
Fredericktown. Is that Fredericktown? Is that the
St. Pius X.
St. Pius X. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
I think that's who it was.
You're exactly right.
So the next 2 weeks, Dons will be on the road, and hopefully we'll come back with a win or 2 in those games.
Right.
When we talk to you the next time.
Back to receive, number 16, Ben Rule.
I would imagine New Madrid's going to be pretty good. I don't know much about St. Pius X. They're not a powerhouse by any means, so should be a competition at least for the Dons.
Well, they're a private school, so that always, in my opinion, figures into it. So.
Yeah, don't get me going on that.
Me either. That's the reason I said that the way I did.
This is the baseball coach that's in the 4A baseball district that we're in. We've got a rough road to get through.
I've seen a lot of high school basketball teams out of southeast Missouri lose to private schools.
Right.
Including my alma mater, lost in '97 in the state championship game, even though they did get it later on because they had a couple of the Rush brothers, a couple of illegal players. Oh, what kind of kick was that? That was a weird kick.
That's not a little bitter about that, are you, Keith?
No, I'm not. I mean, we got the state championship.
Right.
They didn't win it, so it didn't really feel like they did.
That was the Kareem. That was
Kareem and Rush brothers.
That's right. They both played at Mizzou. Is that right? Is that where they went after that?
No, Jerron went to UCLA.
Oh, okay.
Kareem played at Mizzou.
Yeah.
And We beat Hartville in the semifinals.
Yeah.
They were 31-0, and we beat them in the semifinals to get to Pembroke Hill.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we played them the second closest game they had all year, and they beat us by 26.
Wow.
And they played a bunch of Class 5 schools.
Right.
And they were Class 2.
Yeah, well.
29 seconds to go. Alex Harris will take the snap. Pass backwards.
What is that?
And that's out to Zerwalka, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
I'm really confused.
And that might be the last play.
This is going to be over.
Dons probably won't be in any hurry, not really any need to be. And I think they're going to let it run out. So our final score is going to be 42-21, Dalton. And teams shake hands out there. And a little bad blood at times during the game, but showing good sportsmanship out there right now.
Right.
And the Dons fall to 0-3. Caruthersville goes to 2-1 on the season. And that was a hard-fought game. The Dons did a lot of good things tonight. And it seemed like they're getting a little more of them every game.
Right.
Had a chance to win, had a lead in the third quarter, which is something we hadn't been able to say here at any home game so far. So hopefully, like I said, with a couple of away games next week, when we come back, they'll get a win or two while we're gone. But we'll be back 2 weeks from tonight. Is that right? 2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight, yeah.
No, 3 weeks from tonight. 3 weeks from tonight.
Right,
two
away games and then home for 2.
3 weeks from tonight we'll be back,
Yeah.
and we'll be catch us right here on YouTube. Once again, our final score 42-21, Caruthersville over the Dons. And for Dalton Pennington, this is Keith Bowman. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.